The only thing I can tell you is that Sarah had indeed changed. In your
Лагает,
opinion,
да?
why would your mother remain in hiding over several weeks?
Сейчас не будет.
You must leave me alone now. I have agreed to everything. Even to...
But you do realize your mother will have to accept the consequences of her acts.
Подожди, это они что-то?
I
Это они
hope
убили,
that
что
your
ли?
search will prove successful and bring Sarah back to us soon.
I'll be leaving now because whatever it is you're up to, I do not want to know.
Since then, we have become one and the same. We have officially erased the identity of my sister Emma. Emily Hillsborough. The woman with two faces.
Everyone seems to be a little unnecessarily heated. Don't forget where you are, please.
С ума сойти. Я, если честно, вообще ничего не помню. Навыки я не могу качать, да? Мне нет навыков. А что это было? Что это за этот? Коробки все.
Louis, the conference is about to start any minute. This is not the time to be.
Когда во время ракет, спасибо большое за подписку.
What's going on?
I don't know exactly, Mr. President. I was looking for my mother and I came upon this body.
My God. You don't think Sarah did it, do you?
Уклонение. А я не помню.
Mr. President, you really shouldn't get involved.
Ладно, попробуем.
Please be on your way. I'll take care of this. You didn't come this way and you didn't see anything.
You're right, it's for the best. If Sarah did that, I don't know what kind of hornet's nest she's kicked open. But I do wish you luck, my friend. Oh, darn, the conference is starting. Time is of the essence. Sort this out and join us as quickly as you can in the conference room. Everyone will be expecting you.
Mr. President, this is not really the right time and I didn't come for that.
Your mother's seat cannot remain vacant. You must replace her while she's still missing.
Вашингтон крутой,
Your
пацан.
mother and I want
Мужик,
to support
дед.
Mortimer on this project. I don't know what the subject is, but the future of our countries depends on it. Given the importance of all this to Mortimer, he won't let the conference begin without you. So if you don't want more servants coming looking for you, I'd advise you to join us quickly and to put a brave face on it. The best favor you can do for yourself, Louis, and for Sarah, is to come and support Mortimer's project at the conference.
Обещать ли ему, что я буду поддерживать Мортимера? А можно как-то таб, да? Предметы, журнал. Я не помню. Я не помню вообще, кто он. Это же главный, да? Я бы не обещал. Ну да, обещание давать это, конечно, такое. Ну да, это Мортимер это главный, кто нас пригласил по факту. Я чуть-чуть вспоминаю. Просто я не помню, как мы с ним общались в том прошлом эпизоде совсем чуть-чуть. Я не хочу давать обещаний.
I don't mind following you, but I should warn you. I have no idea what this is all about. So I can't make any promises as to what I might do. I shall make my decision after the debate, when the time comes.
Ah, very well. As you wish. You will see once you hear everything. But given the situation, I think you will have everything to gain by joining Mortimer's side. I'm going. Don't be long.
Tell them that I'm on my way.
Такс.
Oh, he's dead. What the hell's been going on here?
Удивительно, нахуй. Бля, аж 3 хочет.
Somebody smashed him in the back of his head with something. He slowly bled to death. That hasn't killed him. It broke his neck.
Не, я не хочу, если честно, снимать маску с него. Ты ж слуга.
Mother, if this is your doing, the situation is getting worse and worse.
Или снять все-таки. Давайте посмотрим, конечно, что здесь.
Someone's made a fire here, and the ashes are still warm. If you're the one who did it, Mother, it couldn't have been easy with only one hand.
Снимает отрицательные эффекты, показывает устойчивость, позволяет применить следующий навык, не потратив очко действия. Понятно.
I must have just missed her. If only I hadn't wasted so much time getting out of Lord Mortimer's study.
Опа.
Leftover food. Ugh, not exactly fresh. Must have been here for a while. An old blanket. From the looks of it, it couldn't have kept her very warm.
Ладно, давайте снимем все-таки маску. Хули нам будет, правильно?
Oh, he's dead. What the hell's been going on here? Let's see what secret's hidden under these masks. His face doesn't ring a bell. I'm a bit disappointed.
Да вы рофлите, что
I
ли?
expected more from Lord Mortimer. Mother,
Понятно.
if this is your doing, the situation is getting worse and worse.
Бля, в нижнем углу мои очки, которые я могу использовать. Так, что тут у нас?
Well, the gate is locked. Well, the gate is locked.
Отправляйтесь по следу матери или отправляйтесь на собрание? Ну, я хочу... Если мне дают выбор, то я хочу пойти по следу матери, но... Как мне взломать эту штуку? Я что-то пропускаю, наверное. Я достал какой-то ключ с него, да? Но я не могу его использовать. Или я что-то путаю? Воздух. А, это ключ, это хуйня.
Oh, he's dead. What the hell's been going on here? Mother, if this is your doing, the situation is getting worse and worse.
Я что-то по-любому пускаю. Одеяло, хлеб, я смотрел. Костер, я смотрел. Дверь закрыта ей.
Well, the gate is locked.
Блять. Ну ладно. Вот что это.
Chinese coin.
Блять, это монета. Ну, если я выйду наверх, я, наверное, пойду на собрание, правильно? Ладно, и чат. Давайте не будем спешить. Проверим еще третий раз. Все. Пойдем. Ну, тут нихуя нет. Хотя, может быть, я и могу подняться наверх. И не идти на собрание. Блять, нет, не могу. Сука! Там на бочке, что лежало? Если это правда, это шок. Ладно. Идем на собрание. Плюс плохая концовка. Да ладно, эти выборы нихуя не решаются все равно. Знать бы, где еще это собрание. Столовая, библиотека, вестибюль, малая гостиная. Как этажи поднимать? Не понимать.
Mr. Dorichet, you are expected at the conference. Please take the door to your left to join the guests.
Понятно. Я туда и шел вообще-то. Блять, это говорили, что было на бочке или нет? Или это был байт?
I have suspected it.
Было под бочкой на самом деле. Так. Давайте подождем, пока мы поговорим с ними.
My son, glad you're here. It seems Lord Mortimer's been waiting for you to arrive before beginning. What a pity your mother isn't here for the conference. I hope I'll be able to see her before I leave. I still have a very important letter to give to her.
Feeling all right, Louis? You look like you're miles away.
Everything's fine. Don't worry.
Lord Mortimer wants to talk to you, Louis. Don't make him wait.
Понятно, успеем еще поговорить. Мне еще монеты нужно собирать. О, янтарь. Вань, Вань, давай я трань. О, вода у меня есть. Ну, и на этом все.
Good evening, gentlemen. Are we ready? The much-awaited conference is about to begin.
Блять.
That is what we have all been waiting for.
I believe that Lord Mortimer wishes to speak to you before it begins. You should go and see him.
Да, да, да.
Are you quite sure, sir? Is there not a little mistake somewhere?
Оп. Еще монета. Это что? Это мне не надо. Слабости.
I don't know if you ever found what you were looking for in the garden, but Mortimer is waiting for you. I suggest you get a move on.
You say it as if you were afraid of him.
А он же на слабенький на психологию, да? Как его зовут? Нет. Шаг Перу. Слабость этикет, устойчивость уклонения. Давайте я сделаю вот так.
I sense that you have things you'd like to say, but something's holding you back. What is going on between you two?
Слабость психологии.
Absolutely nothing. I believed in him. I followed him to the best of my ability. I championed his ideas, defended his decisions, and then, without even realizing it, I became lost. The siren's song, Monsieur de Richet. You wake up one morning, not knowing where you are, and you think about everything you've done for a man who wasn't even worth it. For a man who has no respect for you, who uses you, and who drops you as soon as he no longer needs you. For me, it's too late now. But you still have a choice. Don't respond to his call, sir.
Я верю этому пацану, да решай, это ж... Блять, с именами такая запара. А ну. Это я, блядь. Подожди, да решай, это я. Кому он говорил не верить? Мортимеру? Блядь, ебаный свет, почему я не понимаю ничего? Да я верю, что я дорешаю фикус. Это пиздец сложно возвращаться в игру.
Ah, Louis,
I've been expecting you. Thank you for joining us. We are about to begin our conference. Let me explain what is at stake.
Thank you kindly, but what do you expect of me exactly? My mother's the one who's supposed
Поэтому
to
я не играю за
attend, not me.
интеллектуала.
That is indeed what was initially intended. Unfortunately, she still hasn't been found, and my guests can't stay here indefinitely. The conference must be.
Не, он не про Наполеона, он походу про Мортимера. Просто я неправильно понял.
Consequently, I would like you to replace her during her absence. What is at stake here is of the utmost importance.
It's important that the French order gets their say. And should you need any advice, don't worry. You are not alone, Louis.
Very well. Can you give me a brief explanation of the aim of it all?
Of course, Louis, I was coming to that. The aim of these meetings is to bring together the most influential people in order to think together about the future.
But the future of who?
Of the world, Louis.
Our desire is to steer the destiny of our respective countries for the good of all, and to no longer suffer the random hazards of history.
In concrete terms, how do you organize your discussions?
A conference is always organized the same way. There are two masters of ceremony who determine an important subject.
You and Sir Gregory, I presume.
Exactly. We shall be the masters of ceremony. It was our obligation to each bring to the table several guests in order to debate a subject. Once the debate is closed, a decision will be made.
Можно на секунду, что-то не против будете, да? Я сейчас зайду, блядь. Так, Элизабет, это которая умерла. Мортимер, это который главный. Дерише, это моя мать, Сара. Хиллсброу Эмма, это одна из близнецов. Мануэль, это какой-то первый министр Испании, с которым я никогда, наверное, не общался. Фон Вёльнер, это прусский министр. Жак Перу, это я помню. Холм Грегори, это этот пацан. Хиллсброуд Эмили, это вторая. Эмили и Эмма. Окей, Дерише, это я. Пьяджи Джузеппе, это кардинал. Бонапарт, понятно. Вашингтон, понятно. И все. Просто чтобы не забывать, про кого он говорит.
All the participants.
By a unanimous vote. If the project is not agreed on by all, then it will be rejected.
And neither of the two masters of ceremony have the right to vote.
It's up to the guests alone to decide, Louis. In other words, us.
Gregory and myself are merely the go-betweens. Finally, if the project is validated, each guest goes home and starts working to make it happen.
It can take years.
How long have you been active?
Oh, this tradition has more or less always existed, Louis. It has continued from generation to generation.
Do you often hold this kind of society dinner?
In general, once a year, but in actual fact it tends to be events that dictate our gatherings.
Can you give me an example of an event that was decided here before being implemented in the outside world?
Well, take the French Revolution. It was decided right here 2 years before its implementation in France.
Concerning the case of the French Revolution, I wasn't invited. But as far as the American Revolution is concerned, Louis, I can testify that we planned it 5 years before implementing it, for example.
Так вот, Illuminati confirmed.
Louis, let me keep you a moment. I would like to let you in on a secret before we begin, because I'm going to need your assistance. You see, the project I'm going to present concerns the territory of Louisiana in North America. It's currently Spanish territory, and I'm going to make the proposition to the Assembly for it to become French.
But how does that concern me?
Well, you see, I prepared this project with your mother. We began thinking about a crazy idea. Unfortunately, Sarah went missing before getting the bigger picture. I don't intend to stop at Louisiana. My idea is to increase the territory of the United States.
Ебать.
The first stone of this vast project consists of getting Spain to cede Louisiana to France. Once it becomes French, France will hand it over to the United States, which will then allow them to double the size of their territory. And that's where you come in. France and the United States, hand in hand, two democracies illuminating the world.
Я не понял. Увидите... ну? Я не понял, секунду. Устойчивость наука, устойчивость убеждения. То есть к политике и допросу. Вот оно должно не показывать его, к чему устойчив и слаб собеседник. Но сейчас уже оно мне это не показывает. Ну ладно, давай попробуем. На что вы рассчитываете?
I'm sure you're aware that Louisiana is hardly prime quality land. I wouldn't be exaggerating to call it marshland. How is acquiring land they won't know what to do with going to strengthen the United States?
Think further, Louis. The United States won't stop there. Once they've acquired Louisiana, nothing will stop them.
Вы хотите, чтобы мы соглашались, или не хотите, чат?
Is keep pushing toward the west to take the whole North American continent.
So you intend to get rid of the Spanish?
They are purely transitory. This is the settlers' home. It is natural for them to want to develop their nation to become one of the greatest powers of this world. As for the Spanish, there are just a handful of them actually on site, and if need be, we'll see to it that they are sufficiently occupied in Europe so that their focus is not on the North American continent. Moreover, Spain really only cares about its colonies in South America. It's hardly my fault if they are not capable of seeing the potential in the North American territories. The concept of royalties from bygone times. It is time to lead the way to democracy. Take a look at them. Apart from President Washington, they all belong to monarchies. Do you really think they won't resist? Of course they'll fight, fearful as they are of losing their precious privileges. But the world needs visionaries, like you. Like your mother. It's a pity Sarah isn't here to see it. She only knew about a tiny part of the project. I hope I can count on you, Louis. It's time to start now. I must ask you to keep it to yourself for the time being. Take a seat, follow the discussions. We will have an opportunity to catch up later, and you'll be able to let me know your thoughts.
Русские, не знаю, здесь есть. Вроде я не помню. Вроде я не помню, да. Не помню, есть здесь русские, вроде нет. Есть прусский.
First of all, I would like to thank you for taking the time to come.
The honor is ours, my lord.
As per our custom, here we are all together to discuss the face of tomorrow's world. Even though there may be certain tensions between our nations, I must ask you to keep an open mind. As Sarah de Richet is unable to be among us, please welcome Louis de Richet, who will represent the Golden Order and will vote on its behalf when the time comes.
Welcome among us, Louis.
Welcome, Monsieur.
I hope he'll be more effective than his mother regarding the protection of the King of France.
Это же испанец пиздит, блядь. Пизда тех гамула.
Come, Manuel, you're not going to spoil our visit. The Order's mission was not to protect King Louis XVI, as far as I am aware.
We are talking about a king of divine blood, for goodness sake. It seemed obvious to me he needed protecting. If the Golden Order wants to pride itself on being an influential organization, it should have kept him alive.
Thank you all. I am honored to be among you today. I will strive to represent the interests of the Order as best I can.
Perhaps we may begin, Lord Mortimer.
Certainly. I have a dream that our nations will continue to support each other, more now than ever before. A dream that, for the sake of common good, we will do what it takes to ensure stability in the modern world. I have a dream that we shall lead by example and ensure that the American territory may remain in peace.
Thank you for the thought, Lord Mortimer. But I don't see where you're leading.
I'm coming to it, Mr. President. I need not remind you that North America is currently divided between the United States on the east coast and Spain, which occupies the remaining 2/3 of the continent. Well, I propose that Spain cede the center of the continent to France, namely all of Louisiana.
Louisiana? But, well, it is not for sale. Lord Mortimer, I sincerely hope I have not come all this way.
Какой же
just
это
to hear
уёбок.
you ramble on about what Spain should and should not do. When we went to all the trouble of gaining the territory a few years ago, it was not just to lose it today. Have I made myself clear?
What did I tell you, William? You speak of union, and yet here you are, about to tear us apart.
Duke Manuel, I perfectly understand you. But rest assured, you will soon adore my proposition. You shall see.
Well, since you give me the choice, my good fellow, allow me to doubt it. However, I am impatient to hear what Spain could possibly gain from the sale of Louisiana.
I never spoke of a sale, my good fellow.
What? I do not understand.
There is one more territory left to conquer, if I'm not mistaken, in the northwest. It is, of course, occupied by your notorious Indians, but...
We shall soon be rid of the savages, so that is not a question.
Блять. Мы будем пиздеть на испанца или не будем пиздеть на испанца? Я думаю, будем.
Duke, these savages, as you call them, were there before you. They are on their homeland.
As much as the black people of Africa, Monsieur de Richet. That does not stop your dear France from massacring them and sending them like cattle to Mr. Washington's cotton plantations to provide him with cheap labor. So you keep your morals to yourself, if you please.
Senor, I would not like to be associated with that. The subject of black slaves in the United States of America is a complex subject, which we shall resolve at a future date.
Так, еще нужно посмотреть, какие у них слабости. Гордою устойчивость к этикету. А я кому сейчас отвечаю? Кому я отвечаю сейчас? Испанцу, блядь, или вот типа проблема, да? Вашингтон отвечаю. Уверены. Мне кажется, что я нихуя не Вашингтону отвечаю. Ну, типа, он сказал последний, но я не ему отвечаю, потому что он ко мне, блядь, не обращался. Он сказал просто, что... Но он же ему ответил, блядь. Я отвечаю испанцу, блядь. Не, ладно. Я скажу. Видите, блядь, нахуй вы говорите, что я Вашингтону отвечаю?
Native Americans are being subjected to a
Следите,
veritable
пацаны.
ethnic cleansing. Europeans are colonizing their land so that it then belongs to them. The widespread evangelization of its inhabitants will
Я
soon
спрашивал, чтобы
eradicate
убедиться.
a multitude of cultures. You've done the same thing in South America. How far will white people go? Reservations to pin them in like cattle? Total genocide?
Come now, my friends, let us not digress. Anyway, these primitive people have no souls, Louis. We bring the good word to them in order to save them. You'll see, colonization brings with it many benefits, too.
Excuse me, if you don't mind, Your Eminence, I shall continue. Duke Manuel, I believe that Spain should cede Louisiana to France free of charge.
This is utterly grotesque, Lord Mortimer. What a strange example you set for your young protege. Isn't that so, Monsieur de Richet? Do you understand anything of this proposition?
Так вы защититесь от британцев, так вы защититесь от американцев. Убеждение. А ну-ка. Гец. Иммун к политике. Ага. Так вы защитите американцев.
I would think twice before stirring up a scandal.
I beg your pardon?
Given the size of your colonies, you won't be able to keep them for long. A number of countries are eyeing them as we speak. The United States would have no trouble taking them. For all intents and purposes, you have no army in place. By wanting to keep everything, you risk losing it all, especially your colonies in South America, which are far more valuable to you.
That is indeed the danger, Duke Manuel. If it comes to war over Louisiana, you will lose. And probably a good deal more than you now imagine.
Запомни шен политики у него.
You are indeed a dark horse, aren't you?
I must say, William, I find your project mostly disfavors me. I thought you were my friend.
And I am, Mr. President. That is why I'm doing everything in my power to calm your expansionist fervor. France, in Louisiana, should persuade you not to attempt anything to take the territory by force. Louisiana is a vast wetland where you would needlessly lose most of your troops. It would weaken you and offer certain nations the perfect opportunity to take back your famous United States. I am protecting you from yourself, George. Trust me.
I understand. But with friends like you, sir, I certainly don't need any more enemies. I hope you know what you're doing.
Что?
Am I imagining things, or does it look like Washington isn't aware of Mortimer's plan?
Not to put too fine a point on it, Lord Mortimer, but I doubt the Holy See would be in favor of Catholic Louisiana being handed over to secular revolutionaries.
А почему здесь два француза, кстати?
I should think Monsieur de Richet has an opinion on this subject, does he not?
Сука. Так. Что ты там за гамно? Что ты умеешь вообще? Мне, кстати, интересно. А не написала здесь, что устойчивость к политике. Это хуёво. Неизвестно, кто он и что он. Ну похуй, используем еще одно зелье. Он иммунитет к эрудиции. Поехали.
France took the Papal States. Their opinion over the sale of Louisiana would be definitely resolved.
Good Lord. You are talking of an invasion of Italy.
Don't take it the wrong way, Your Eminence. Colonization brings with it many benefits. You'll see.
Very funny, Monsieur de Richet. Mi auguro che insegnerete l'educazione.
А ну переведите сейчас, что он сказал. Ты шо, охуел, блядь, лобешник, нахуй?
I hope that you will teach this pretentious young man some manners, Sir Gregory. It looks like I won't be just making friends here.
In any case, my lord, I doubt the English crown will agree.
Ich versichere Ihnen, Emily, nie Preußen wird diese Vereinbarung
Блядь.
akzeptieren.
Я не понимаю белорусский.
I assure you, Emily, the Prussian will never accept this agreement.
Они долбоёбы, нахуй они говорят на другом языке, если мы их знаем.
That's enough, William. These are grave times. We don't care about the fate of Louisiana. That worthless expanse of putrid swamps interests no one but yourself.
Speak for yourself, my friend.
Hold on there, Mr. Royal Gigolo. Lower the volume and let Sir Gregory finish.
Home, Godoy, and now Volner? Mortimer's adversaries are ready to tear each other to pieces, and he takes a malicious pleasure.
Вот этого я не понял, кстати.
How dare
Gentlemen, let us try to remain calm.
There you are, William. See where your projects have taken us, as per usual. Chaos! That's enough. I'm tired. We shall continue this discussion tomorrow, but please be aware that your project will never be ratified. Those who are opposed to this project, follow me.
Что, все против?
Are you coming with us, Monsieur de Richet?
Come, Gregory, I think Louis would rather stay. Wouldn't you, Louis?
Если честно, то, блядь, мне не нравится папа, ну не папа, а этот нахуй, пидорас, блядь, священник. Мне не нравится эта хуйня мордастая. Русские тоже не нравятся, испанец тоже не нравится, потому что он, блядь, чмо. Ну, тянка, конечно, нормальная, но ради тянки идти. А вот тут, ебать, Мортимер, Вашингтон, Жак Перу, ебать. Ну, тут выбор очевиден, по-моему.
As for me, I think I shall remain with Lord Mortimer, Sir Gregory.
You are committing a grave error, Louis.
Time will tell.
Если будешь с ним, можешь их уговорить. Блять, ну это, да, это надо было, блять, надо было... Что-то я об этом я не подумал.
Двигаем толпой мы, да, к нашему любимому, топовому стримеру. Идем по твоему монитору, посмотри, как круто.
Панда, спасибо тебе большое за 24 месяца.
Вот и пролетели незаметно 2 года.
Да. 2 года, с ума сойти. Только вдумайся, 2 года.
I have no interest in having France for a neighbor, and you know that very well.
Calm down, George. Louis, explain our plan to Mr. Washington, please.
You see, Mr. President, Lord Mortimer anticipates that once France obtains Louisiana, they will cede it to you.
What do you mean? To us? The United States?
You heard right.
But
President Washington, the United States will double in size.
By what miracle have you...
You need to expand, George. You and France are the 2 major democracies in the modern world. It is necessary that you both become superpowers.
Are you really going to sponsor democracy throughout the world?
Of course, Monsieur Peru. That's why I don't want Spain to get too attached to those wetlands. Please continue, Louis. Explain my vision to Mr. President.
Логика убеждения. Ну, давай попробуем логика.
Mr. President, Lord Mortimer intends for you to conquer all the North American continent. He's relying on you to not stop at Louisiana, but to continue to push west.
Indeed, it would be dishonest to pretend that this is not my final objective.
But why didn't you tell me before?
Да Вашингтона жалко, ему нихуя не рассказывали. Шаг впереди. Ту-ту-ту-ту-ту-ту-ту. Психология. Ну, ладно, хуй с
So that Lord Mortimer would appear to be isolated without support.
Exactly. You got it, Louis.
Lord Mortimer retains the advantage by advancing undercover, and for it to work, he needed you to act surprised.
William, you haven't changed. Always 1 step ahead.
1 step ahead? You're joking. More like 5.
On that note, my friends, it's getting late. Mr. President, continue to take offense over my project when we resume the conference in the morning. You do it to a T. And if Sir Gregory has the audacity to send you an emissary to convince you to go against me, do me a favor. String him along if you can. The more they believe we are divided, the more we'll have our hands free.
Only too happy to oblige.
Now, let us get some rest. We've got a big day tomorrow. Good night, gentlemen.
Good night.
Здорово, Скорский. Стаканка мафии или Гитлера. Мне тоже напомнил, когда мы сидели на этом. За столом. С рубы.
How can I be of help?
Убедить, наверное.
Our adversaries are many, and the closing vote of the conference will soon be upon us. Time is of an essence, so I'll need you to assist me this evening.
How can I help?
I need you to go this very evening to persuade Senor Godoy to join us. He is the backbone of Gregory's resistance. Turn him round, and all the others will follow in such a stampede that Gregory will be able to do nothing but admit defeat.
Lord Mortimer, with all due respect, don't you think I'm the last person Godoy wants to talk to?
I'm sure you can do it. I believe in you.
А он иммунитет к психологии или нет? Нет, он не иммунитет к психологии.
Lord Mortimer, you're not telling me everything.
Let's say I wouldn't disapprove if the Right Honorable, though nonetheless choleric, Duke Manuel put you in his bad books. If it could motivate him to declare war on France, it would greatly serve our interests.
War? What do you mean?
I told you before the conference. The more we distract Spain from the Americas, the less it will have an eye on Louisiana.
But all the same, we're talking about a war in Europe.
Don't worry. That's why Mr. Bonaparte is with us. I am convinced we'll be perfectly capable of managing the
Большое с бровями, брат.
And Senor Godoy is
С
not a
веками.
great soldier. He will not commit Spain to a long war that he won't be capable of managing.
I'll go straight away.
Thank you, my boy. And get some rest afterwards. Big day tomorrow.
Такс. Такс. Стоп, это старое, да? А, это старое, то, что в прошлом эпизоде было. Птицу уже нельзя кормить. Или можно? Хулякаешь. У меня заканчиваются очки. Поэтому мне нужно... Хотя ладно. Здесь вроде уже ничего нет. Ладно, let's go. Кстати, вот я ж... Подожди, я же за Францию, правильно? Парижский, да. Жак Перу, парижский. Бонапарт, ну, тоже Франция. То есть нас, блядь, трое. Трое просто с Франции. С Испанией один, с Пруссией один. Грегори это британец. Мортимер тоже британец. Плюс моя мать еще француженка. Вашингтон это США. И Хиллсброу это тоже Великобритания. Римская католическая церковь. Это Италия, получается, да? Вот так вот. Украины нету, короче. Теперь ничего не решает? Чего решает? Я вот только не понял, про кого он говорил, что его использовали, блядь. Про Грегори он говорил или про Мортимера? Потому что я как-то, блядь, провафлял этот момент. Надо было сразу вспомнить все имена, а потом уже разбираться. Вон Феллер. Понятно, это Пруссия. Не Италия, а церковь. Ну, да. Опа.
Hey, Peru's name tag's fallen off, and his door's ajar.
Блять, Перу, что с тобой не так, брат?
A pattern with 4 circles.
Хитрость, мне вообще не качана хитрость. Надо бы вкачать. Ватикан, ну да. Ватикан. Написал, наверное, что пошел делать суицид. Я немного успокоился, хочу поделиться с тобой свои мысли. Сложно выразить, как я скучаю по тебе и как сильно жалею, что уехал. Я знаю, ты будешь доброй и храброй, пока тебя оберегает сестра Мария Эллен. Я никогда уже не исправлюсь своих ошибок, но чтобы не стало, берегу тебя от последствий. Всегда буду любить тебя, не сомневаюсь в этом, что бы ни случилось. Знай, все обязательно будет хорошо. Я буду защищать тебя, чего бы мне это ни стоило. Мы преодолеем все испытания, и я горжусь с тобой, твой любящий отец. Вон он отдыхает, стоит. Ключ с 4 кольцами.
A pattern with 4 circles.
It's
Dear Monsieur Peru, I'm writing to thank you for the funds you sent. These funds will be crucial for the renovation of the western wing of the orphanage. The children you sent are doing marvelously well, and little Pierre will soon be walking. Some of them still sometimes suffer nightmares about their parents on the scaffold, but I expect they will cease in due course. Should you decide to send us more, please note that another 20 beds will soon be ready. The children and myself will never thank you enough.
No space left. I'll retrieve it later.
No space left. А что там? Ладно. Окей. Пошли к мужику. Пока он не умер. Здорово, брат.
Leave me, Derishe. I don't feel like talking.
Your door was ajar, and well, given the state of your room, I was worried.
It's none of your business.
Very well. I'll leave you then. See you tomorrow, monsieur.
Да уж, это разговор у нас. Такс.
Cash.
Кэш. Тянь.
Amber crystals.
It's
French actor Talma is Nero in Britannicus, the last emperor of the Caesar dynasty.
А только в общем и в хате.
As previously agreed, I would like to ask you to join us in January on my island to participate in the High Society meeting organized for the occasion.
Короче, он хотел, чтобы ты приехал в тайне сюда. Вот так вот. Не могу открыть дверь. Она инактивная. И, походу, больше никуда не могу зайти. Да. Пойдем ли мы к этому? Русскому пацану. Ладно, пошли зайдем, похуй. К испанцу там мы, ну, мы можем пойти к испанцу, но пока мы с ней пойдем. Даже так.
Dante's paradise. Raise your head and be reassured.
Подожди, так я здесь был.
Here from the mortar world must ripen in our rays.
Не понял, ебать. Стоп, это точно его хата? Это не его, походу. Потому что...
A chest with the occult symbol representing air.
Ладно. Это не его хата. Его хата следующая. Так. Плюс книга.
Honey,
Плюс
I
мед.
couldn't have hoped for better.
Нихуя. Что значит +1? Ну ладно, посмотрим.
Golden elixir.
Серьезно, нахуй?
Golden elixir.
Бать потрачено.
A chest locked with a 4-letter code. Surely a word close to the owner's heart.
Связь нормально. Варт. Так, чат, давайте запишем сейчас. Первая буква. Л. В. С. Р. Вторая буква. У. А. И. Е. Третья буква. Н. Р. П. Л. Четвертая звука. Мягкий знак. Т. А. К. Теперь соберем слово. Лупа. Лупа выходит, но это, наверное, не оно. Лара. Лара. Не, оно.
A chest locked with a 4-letter code. Surely a word close to the owner's heart.
Царь. Царь выходит, да. Царь нет. Репа. Нет. Нет. Рель. Цель. Цель, может? Нет. Нет. Лапа. Ларь. Лань. Лань. Цепь. Нет. Верь. Нет. Вера. Нет. Цирк. Уродов, сука. Нет. Ри... Нет. Циль... Цин... Цит... Нет. Ву... Нет. Ву... Цинк. Цинк не получится. Можно... А, нет, цинк получится. Ебать, цинк! Здорово, нахуй. С первого раза. Скуп. Да, это оно.
The Great Work of the Soul by S. Madone. Pure alchemy is a thought, an art that is performed on the matter of the soul. Great alchemists work to transform and perfect the latter by a series of processes.
Если мы знали, что он
As the great
любит
work,
химию.
there are 4 phases to attain the ultimate in spiritual fulfillment.
Первое — это опиум.
The human soul must descend, be corrupt, in order to become decomposed. It's something like what I felt when I think of what I found out about my mother. The soul broken up must be purified by the alchemist. Nice program. The soul must be transformed in order to attain sublimation by the recombination of the alchemist.
Ну и
It's
хуйню.
tempting.
Ну и хуйню я читаю.
Thus ends the great work. The incarnation of the purified spirit, the elevation of the soul, now become perfect. Its resurrection. thanks to the action of the alchemist. Except if the alchemist has bad intentions, then it's called manipulation. Very metaphorical as occult theories go, the human spirit being the prima materia of the alchemist.
Да. Так, что я еще не взял здесь? Опа. Йоган. Рад, что вы приедете. Ни секунды не сомневался, что вы примете мое приглашение, несмотря на опасность и наше близкое знакомство. Вместе мы преодолели многое, но в этот раз я не в силах скрыть беспокойство. Ставки высоки, как никогда. Ваше присутствие очень важно, Иоганн. Продолжайте работать и радовать меня дальше. С нетерпением жду нашей встречи, Грегори. И нашей близкой связи? Тайр, найс, качи, бас.
Amber crystals.
На самом деле там ничего такого нет, потому что он бы акцентировал внимание на этом, а так. Это просто. Просто. Ну, вроде все облутал. Here we go. О, нет, да. Так. Сюда нельзя. Сюда нельзя. Сюда можно. Сюда нельзя. Сюда тоже. Сюда тоже. И сюда.
A fragment of amber.
Не, стоп, здесь же была вроде одна дверка, в которой может. Вот это что ли? Да. Ебать. Подожди. Давай, брат, ты пролезешь. Я в тебя верю. Оп, эц. Давай. Сука. Ну как, блядь, что? Что тебе мешает, брат? Ладно. Походу, другие мы не можем заходить. Окей, пошли посмотрим еще. Кому-то надо Годой, нам нужно Годой. Ставьте плюс, если назвали бы своего сына Годой. И все бы называли его в школе Гондоном. Так. Это куда? Ага. Обманул игра. Сосать. Это вроде я читал.
1791.
Да, это я читал на прошлом стриме.
August 24. August 24.
На это ютуберам, чтобы почитали. А главное, сука, выйти я могу сюда. Ну, черти. Мануэль говорит, ну да, это фамилия. Что-то в этом есть. Ну какая разница?
President George Washington. Devil's Thorn. I'll keep it.
Да ебать тебя в рот, нахуй. Я беру, короче, конченые бесполезные эти зелья. Я думал, там книга.
Locked.
Давайте поищем ключ. Дорогой Джордж, рад снова пригласить вас на свой остров. У меня появилась одна задумка. Соединенные Штаты заслуживают лучшей роли на международной арене. Я понимаю, вы не хотите играть с огнем, пока ваша страна так молода, но смею вас заверить, мои планы никак не угрожают тому, что нам с вами удалось достичь. С нетерпением жду встреч. Ваш друг Уильям. Токсикоз из-за меда, да похуй. Смотри, поебать на токсикоз. Вот и ключ. Да хитрость, короче, все вкачать, потому что здесь все нахуй на взломе повязано. Но все типа плюшки на взломе. Он, заебись, медок нашел.
Locked.
Там фалос, ебать.
The president's personal reserve of laudanum, and judging by the quantity, he can't go without it.
Шо, Вашингтон на опиуме?
There's also a letter.
Мистер Вашингтон, отвечаю вам при первой же возможности. Мы говорили о вашем здоровье до тех пор, до того, как вы уехали. Никаких изменений не последовало. Прошу, вспомните мои рекомендации и прекратите принимать настойку опия. Я уже ищу замену, но боюсь, ждать вы не будете. Если вы продолжите злоупотреблять опием, то рискуете не получить новый мандат. Зависимость плохо сказывается на вашей службе, мой друг. К сожалению, но вам придется отказаться от опия. Искренне ваш доктор Томмонтон. Нихуя, вы это знали, чат? Это же на реальных событиях все. Опа, твой батя наркоман. Это моя хата, да?
That's me.
Моя. Кто там стучит? Ебать. Так годой он стучит. А здесь кто? Эмили.
Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
Ну, там я был дальше. Только сюда я не заходил еще. Или заходил? Заходил. Ну, пошли.
Ah, Monsieur de Richet. You wouldn't have seen Duke Manuel by any chance, would you?
I was going to ask you the same question.
I wanted to speak to him, but no one will open the door. I'm not sure he's in there.
If I want to pass through, I'll have to get Volner out of the way.
Слабость уклонения. Манипулирование, уклонение. Ну ты лох, ебать. Соси. Она же раньше 3 давала, а не 2. Почему сейчас дает 2?
Excuse me, but I must fetch a letter for the Duke.
Very well, sir. You may pass.
А ты сам зайти не мог, долбоёб? Какой-то рофл.
Hey, a Russian ruble.
Русские рубли.
What would it be worth today?
Ну, сейчас где-то 1 к 60. Точнее, наоборот. 60 к 1. Это пасхалка, да. Пасхалка на то, что рубль.
Amber.
Вау. янтарный принц. Ну, и что я вижу по факту?
Don Quixote. Talking without thinking is like shooting without taking aim. I have to think about that one. Mary Louise of Parma. How ironic having a painting of the Queen of Spain in one's room, my Lord Duke.
Заметить деталь хитрости не работает. Давайте бдительность.
Hey, it looks like someone slipped something in the back here. It's a letter. Let's see what it says.
Кто прочитал, тот
It
сдохнет.
reeks of perfume, and it's written in Spanish. Godoy, you really are a little devil. So, let's see what it says.
Сокровище мое, прости, что снова пришлось ехать, пускай и ради благополучия моей страны. У меня разрывается сердце от того, что мы расстались в ссоре, потому что ты любовь всей моей жизни, Жозефа. Ты же знаешь всем, что у меня есть. Ты же знаешь всем, что у меня есть. И что я могу бросить к твоим ногам, я обязан королеве. Останься со мной, прошу тебя, ради нашей любви, ради наших будущих детей. Не ревнуй, молю, все мои мысли только о тебе, все остальное не больше, чем фарс.
It seems that the Queen isn't the only one enjoying the Lord Duke's favors. If the Queen found out, it would cost him dearly. I'll keep it with me. You never know.
You never know, you never know. Герцог, нашим разведчикам удалось кое-что выяснить. Мистер Хей действительно намеревается заключить соглашение с Великобританией. Похоже, они хотят подорвать экономику Франции и Испании, перекрыв морские торговые пути. Наша казна и так терпит убытки из-за запрета на ввоз продуктов из Франции, а теперь пострадает и наша колония. Уверен, вам удастся решить этот вопрос мирным путем, ожидая дальнейших указаний. Ну и что, по факту нихуя нету? Это вроде моя хата рядом, да? Отошел. Могу в каждую дверь зайти. Мне кажется, я могу обойти просто... Это чья хата? Ладно, если честно, мне впадло здесь бегать. Блять, как я нахуй так вышел?
Inferno by Dante. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. Lovely lectures Mortimer's giving to his guests. Very jolly.
Так, ладно. Попытайтесь переубедить его. Так, а где он нахуй?
Carmelite water.
Ну все, здесь вроде больше ничего нет. Нужно его найти.
Volner's probably still behind the door. I'd best go out through the balcony just in case.
Блять, рофлеры нахуй. Так.
Saint Jerome and the Angel. Yet again.
А где мне его теперь искать?
Hearing voices.
Пойду, наверное, вниз. 3000 часов бега вокруг к лестнице. Не понял. Хватит бегать за тебя, пожалуйста. Тыкальщики заебали уже. Хули вы тыкаете? Что за рофлы, блядь? Сейчас, секунду, я выпью воды. Ой, Спидор улетел за что-то. Не увидел за что. А, понял. Ну я отсюда пришел, заебись. Ах ты ж, бля. Бля, ну я не верю, что он где-то сверху. Это тупо. Но там вроде на том этаже я все проверил. Посмотрим. Опа. А, бля. Что этого я не помню. Зала. А, все помню. Вот он, хуяры. А доктор Дресс сил можешь наебашить? Давай, дядька.
Duke Manuel?
Well, well. Monsieur de Richet, I was not expecting you. I am not in the mood, sir, I warn you. What do you want from me, sir?
Так, а я вот не помню. Он устойчив к этикету, и он устойчив к... Я сказал, что надо запомнить, и забыл. Он устойчив к этикету и политике. Точно. Так. Но мы все равно юзем вот это. Все равно юзем вот это. Поехали.
Since your arrival, I've noticed that you've been on the defensive. It seems to me that Monsieur Peru has a knack for getting your back up.
That is the least you can say. Indeed, I was warned.
I knew
what to expect. For God's sake, why in the hell did your people execute their king? Have the French gone stark raving mad? There are nothing but monarchies in power in Europe. They will all come crashing down on you.
We shall see. It might, well, turn out to be the opposite.
You certainly do not lack for audacity, young man. Just tell me one thing, monsieur. Why did you side with Mortimer? He is alone, isolated. The United States can do nothing to help you, and France is surrounded by over 10 countries, just waiting for the word to pounce. Really, I do not see why you choose Mortimer.
Опа, он, значит, слабый к оккультизму. Что, братан, на оккультизм слабый?
The Golden Order, my friend. The Order is everywhere. We come from France. We are President of the United States, England, and many other countries. We have ambitions and the means to carry them out. You'll see, once all hell breaks out and your English support starts to fade away. The Order is an international organization. It matters little what governments do. Otherwise, why would Mortimer have gone to the trouble of inviting my mother?
If you are
Поебем этого на.
Gregory has got it all wrong.
Испанцам.
Do you really believe Spain has any interest in ceding Louisiana to France.
Манипуляция.
Well, for Spain, I don't know. But for you, I'm convinced that Lord Mortimer will thank you generously.
You would not be trying to bribe me, would you?
Nothing could be further from my mind. It would be an insult to believe that someone such as yourself might have a practical attitude towards its virtue. Even so, it is only natural that you be supported and encouraged if you were to follow Lord Mortimer, isn't it?
Indeed, for services rendered, it would be natural for me to receive compensation for the time spent achieving such an undertaking, yes?
Naturally. And, given your status, my Lord Duke, the compensation would have to be considerable.
Naturally. Tell me one last thing. What would I gain from all this?
Так, я забыл вот. Но к уклонению и к этому ему он как бы... Ладно, мне не жалко это зелье ебаное. А ему похуй. Ну давай.
If you continue with home, our two countries will become rivals. It could turn into war. Who knows?
It is likely even.
A war, Duke Manuel. On our own territories. Do you really see yourself committing the Kingdom of Spain to an armed conflict against France? Can you imagine the financial investment required, not to mention the loss of lives and dishonor at the slightest defeat? Do you see yourself being the man responsible for that?
No, but you are the one who's pushing me into it, you damned Frenchman!
I'm not pushing you into anything, Duke Manuel. If you are a man of the future and of progress, as I'm given to believe, you will know how much suffering a war would bring.
Come on, you fool, give it up. You're trapped like a rat.
Monsieur, I am astounded. I did not think you capable, but you have succeeded. I will be more wary of you the next time. Nonetheless, if you can guarantee Lord Mortimer's support, then yes, you can count on my vote when the time comes. However, I expect you to be discreet with regard to my former partners, without which our agreement will become null and void.
Of course, my Lord Duke. You can count on me. Lord Mortimer will be delighted to hear the news.
I hope you know what you are getting into, Louis. I bid you good luck.
Good night, my Lord Duke.
See you tomorrow.
Well, that's one thing out of the way. Only thing left to do is wait for the conference to resume tomorrow morning.
Отправляйтесь в постель. Но меня не отпустит в постель. Политика плюс 1 очко. А что у меня здесь есть? Манипулирование. Манипулирование 10 раз. Хитрости 10 раз. Успехов противостояния 10 раз. Терпеть неудачу. Проныра. Посол. Ладно, отправляемся в постель. Но вы не думайте, что все так просто. Мы по-любому сейчас встретим кого-то еще, они нас выведут на диалог, и там будет... Нет ключа. Надо хитрость, сука, вкачать. Заебало. Ничего не могу взламывать. Мой персонаж... Блять, монитор, ты заебал отходить. Что это может быть вообще с монитором, что он просто берет и отконтачивает на секунду? Что надо винду переустановить? Просто выключается на секунду, потом включается. Сколько лет монитору? 2 года. Но вот только один монитор отключается. Второй не трогает. Кабель не отходит, я проверял. И, ну, ну, ничего не происходит такого, я не бью там по столу, не ногой не цепляю кабель, чтобы он отошел. Он просто иногда выключается и включается. Читик, отправляйтесь в постель. Видите, справа для вас задание. Опа, плюс секс.
Duchess, you're here. What a charming surprise. I'm beginning to think you can't be without me.
You have managed to penetrate my armor, sir. Am I disturbing you, perhaps?
Мне пора спать, простите. Чат, вы же спите, иначе мне пора спать. Ладно.
That's not what I said.
Ah, by the way, you surprised me during the conference.
Why is that?
Well, you are going to lose. Why stay with Lord Mortimer?
I believe he has every chance of winning.
My, you are a rash one. However, if ever you want to change sides, please feel free to let me know.
But tell me, you didn't come here to try and make me change my mind, did you?
That's the last thing on my mind. Although you would have everything to gain by it.
Но она в политике вроде слабенькая, да? Блять, это нахуй Эмили или Эмма? Одна из них вроде мертвая. Или нет? Не помню. Ну хуй с ним.
Do you perhaps know something that I don't? Come on, Emily. It's time you lay your cards on the table. If you know something I don't about Lord Mortimer, now's the time.
I don't want to speak ill of him, but in certain circles, you can't exactly say he has a good reputation.
Continue.
Well, there have been instances where he has used people, then gotten rid of them once he no longer seemed to need them, Louis. He makes fine promises, makes you feel valuable, tests you. But beware. I'm worried that something might happen to you.
Are you advising me to change sides as a precaution?
I'd rather say as a safety measure. Louis, if you trust me, you ought to ask yourself why I have chosen home. You do trust me, don't you?
Так. Иммун. Иммун, сучара, да? К манипулированию. Ну давай, конечно, я доверяю тебе.
Admit, though, that it does make you think. There's still time, you know. Join us before it's too late.
Чат. Я не уверен. По-моему, тупая девка пытается меня обмануть. Но хотя Жак Перю тоже говорил, что его использовали, а потом бросили. Но в то же время Жак Перю остался с нами. Не знаю, Карина, думаю, что нет. И тогда испанец будет на другой стороне. Не, вообще нет. Тупые девки, нет.
Unfortunately, my word is my bond. I don't want to leave Lord Mortimer in the lurch.
Very well,
Карина,
as you wish.
посмотрим.
It's up to you to decide.
Tell me, are these visits to Mortimer's always so intense?
Yes and no. My sister doesn't normally disappear like she has. Any news of your mother?
Still nothing.
Ответ отрицательный.
Very well. Can we change subject, please? I didn't come here to go through all that again.
Of course, it's late. You're right.
Опа, плюс секс. Просто сказала, что веришь ей. Мортимер тебя кинет, это настолько очевидный мув. Не кинет меня и Мортимер, успокойся. Что, все? Ебать. Потом на самом деле понял, что это...
Do not worry. I assure you that Lord Mortimer's plan will never see the light of day. I shall deal with informing our allies, but for the time being, I need you to make a stand.
What do you think
Чебурашка, спасибо за подписку.
Monsieur de Richet?
I don't know yet. I feel there's great potential in him. He looks like he can be trusted. And Duchess Hillsborough. Why isn't she here? She's busy. Don't worry about her.
Oh, isn't it time to replace her?
Not so fast, sir. She is an important figure.
Видите, они какие-то мутки мутят.
What are we going
Не
to
доверяю
do
я им.
about Washington? He will be a hard nut to crack. On our chessboard, he is Mortimer's king. Don't worry. Mr. President only wants one thing. To keep his dear America united. He won't jeopardize everything he has achieved on a whim. He has been serving Mortimer for quite some time. It won't be easy to bring him around. Do you feel all right, Mr. Godoy? You haven't said a word.
Please excuse me, gentlemen. I feel tired.
Oh, I see. I think it is high time you left us then. Now!
Ну, походу они узнали, что он этот. Бля, язва что, блин, пизда. Что за хуйня?
Sir, the conference is about to begin. You are expected in the conference room.
Tell them I'm coming. Thank you.
Come on, Louis. The game is back on.
Ну що, поїхали? Правда, я кучу поинтов проебал.
The conference is about to begin. Please excuse me if I troubled you last night with my project. I understand.
Нормально здесь только мои видения.
As you know, the final vote will be cast in a few days. This morning's aim is to answer your questions and check the temperature of your respective positions so that we may reach a greater understanding.
As always, Lord Mortimer.
We parted in perfect disagreement, my lord. Where would you like us to take it from?
Come, sir. Please let William believe he still has a chance.
Дарили Моник в ремонт отнести.
Otherwise, his imprecations will lack panache, and we shall be bored stiff.
Oh, let me reassure you, I am convinced that a good night's sleep has brought sound advice, and that this morning will be even more interesting. Therefore, I would like to go around the table in order to hear everyone's first impressions.
Well, I am still firmly against it, even though my choice won't count.
Against.
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 And you, Luke Manuel?
Well, you see, it is more complicated and it...
Godoy?
Calm, Gregory. Don't try to impress my guests, please.
They are not your guests.
Gregory, anyone under my roof is by definition my guest. You included. I would be very grateful if you would let my guests speak. Duke Manuel, you were saying you still had some doubts?
Well, you see, the situation has changed since last night.
What's going on here, my Lord Duke?
You see, I gave it some thought during the night. New arguments have come to light.
What do you mean, Duke Manuel?
Sir Gregory, I regret to inform you that Spain will not support you in this operation. I vote for. Moreover, in response to arguments brought to my attention, I declare war on France.
What?
Что?
What is he doing?
If you think France is afraid of you, you are dreaming.
Over 10 nations rise against you, young man, and you behave like a yapping little dog?
When the French armies are at your door, my Lord Duke, you will change your...
Наполеон, конечно, здесь пиздатый.
As for me, I am for Lord Mortimer's project, despite Duchess Hillsborough's overwhelmingly convincing nocturnal attentions.
What? So Emily was playing at trying to win over guests.
It was nothing more than a friendly little chat, of course.
How could it be otherwise? And by the way, remember...
Тупо, блядь, шлюха.
Пизда. President Washington, what is your position?
For, of course.
Well, that leaves just yourself and Monsieur Peru, Louis.
You're all making me sick. Look at yourselves.
What? Перу охуенно.
Pathetic.
Have you been drinking or what?
There you are, quibbling away. My Lord Duke this, and Madame Duchess that. You know very well that we're nothing but puppets on a damn string.
Jacques, Ariel.
Let's end the charade. It's over.
Jacques.
My lord, thank you for everything you've done for me over the years. But it didn't come for free. And now I see the price is too high to pay. I'll stop.
Come, Jacques, we'll talk it over.
No, I'm finished. I want my
Блядь,
freedom back,
вмешаться!
Lord. I shall no longer
Ты шо, блядь, ты шо нахуй, Жак, нет!
Wait!
You just can't help it, can you? Stop trying to
Блядь,
play
самый
fair.
охуенный персонаж. Ёбаный ты в рот, нахуй. Я не дам тебе умереть, блядь. Как вы, Перу? Слабость этикет, слабость психологии, устойчивость уклонения. Подожди, психология слабость, да?
Monsieur, I know I don't really know you, but you seem like a decent person.
I have done so many horrible things.
You blame yourself, I can see that. Everything's not lost.
I don't want to do bad things anymore.
You can take control of yourself again. You can fix whatever it is you've done.
Do you really believe that?
Of course, Jacques. You'll have all the time you need.
Уклонение, этикет, психология. Ну мы похуй.
I'm sure we can work things out.
But you don't know him.
Let's stay united, Jack. He's nothing without us.
Really?
Trust me. This is not who you are. You're better than that.
You don't know me.
Yes, I do. I know you're no coward. So give me your weapon, please.
But
There's nothing to fear. I'm right here.
I don't want him to talk to me.
Don't worry. You're safe now, Jack.
А куда все пропали, нахуй?
Monsieur Peru, you could have seriously hurt someone if Monsieur de Richet here hadn't stopped you. Your behavior is unacceptable. You would do better to go and rest in your apartment.
То есть ты такой охуенный персонаж, бля.
My friends, we shall continue the conference later. I would like to apologize for the inexcusable behavior of my guest. We all need to recover from all of this excitement. Take the rest of the day off.
Интересно, а есть... Не, наверное, нет варианта, чтобы не умерла эта подруга, которая в начале была. А ну в чем у меня неудачи? В смысле, блядь? Я мог податься на уговоры Эмили Хилсброу? А, это развилка. Я мог встать на сторону Грегори Холма? Да, мог. Я мог раскрыть тайну Жака Перу. Вот то, что и тайну Наполеона и Жака Перу я не раскрыл. Вот это я проебался. Ну, я вроде прочитал, что там про его дочку, про приют какой-то. Возможно, мне нужно было сказать сейчас про его дочку. Тогда я раскрыл бы его тайну. Но это не точно. А тайну Наполеона Бонапарта? Или, наверное, нужно было найти Наполеона, когда... Я надеюсь, это не конец, и будет еще одна это. Так, 8 очков. Наконец-то. Тупо ловкость. Хэц. А нет, стоп. Мне нужно... А, да, мне нужно все-таки. Или нет, я не помню. А, нет, мне не нужно. Я перепутал. Мне нужна хитрость. А вот теперь что я хочу вкачать? Психологию хочу вкачать. Психологию и... В политике слишком много иммунов. Языкознание не хочу. Оккультизм я бы, наверное, вкачал бы. Манипулирование, возможно, вкачал бы. Эрудицию, возможно, вкачал бы. Не знаю. Или могу... Качаю оккультизм. И вкачаю... 2 этикета. Интересно, сколько здесь частей в этом эпизоде?
I don't understand. I spoke to him only recently.
Monsieur Peru has lost his mind. It's obvious.
Yet another way for the French to make a spectacle of themselves. Well, once again it has worked.
My friends, let us settle down, please. We are all in shock, of course. Let us celebrate Louis's courage. He enabled us to avert a tragedy.
Yes, that was very noble of you, Louis.
You have given us all a fine lesson in courage.
Thank you.
He owes you his life. That's quite something.
That madman deserves to die.
We are providing Monsieur Peru with care, but rest assured, he is no longer a danger to himself or anyone else. I think everyone needs a little rest. Can you stay a moment?
Of course.
Это доступны манускрипты, а вот теперь навыки. Эрудиция, допрос, логика, оккультизм, ловкость. Сука, дети на улице сегодня вообще, блядь, сидели на колонке, блядь, под окнами, слушали нахуй Гостмейна, пидорасы. Да, в принципе, здесь не важно. Оккультизм пускай будет, эрудиция пускай будет. Не, оккультизм не нужен. Пускай будет ловкость. Карина, что такое? Что такого срочного? $3000 в сутки за квартиру? Ты с ума сошла? Не, Карина, спасибо, но нет.
Louis, I wanted to thank you personally. I admire what you did to save Monsieur Peru's life. You have given us all a wonderful lesson in courage.
Don't mention it, my lord. You would have done the same. I was just quicker.
Ah, humility is a fine quality, sir.
Where is he now?
In his room. I've sedated him. I don't want him trying to take his life again. Or, worse yet, attacking one of the guests. When in despair, Monsieur Peru is clearly a dangerous man.
Так, а к чему там он устойчив? К политике, к убеждению и к науке.
Tell me, my lord, what did you expect of him exactly? I found it difficult to understand what his role was here.
In fact, I asked him here to speak about our collaboration. His mission was soon to come to an end, and I was hoping to persuade him to slow down. I had a few interesting missions abroad to propose to him.
Did you tell him that?
I just let him know that perhaps it was time to move on to something else.
On that note, my lord, I'll be leaving you. Have we covered everything?
Absolutely. Oh, Louis, one more thing, please.
Сука.
I wanted to thank you for your support during the conference. You've made the right choice, and it gives me tremendous satisfaction to have you with me on this project.
What is at stake is worth it, my lord. Now, I won't hide from you the fact that I have no idea by what miracle we could ever get a unanimous vote.
Trust me, Louis. We still have a few more cards to play. You'll see. Anything can happen in politics.
I'll see you later, my lord.
Так. В смысле вернитесь в свою комнату? Это все, что ли? А развязки. Думаю, человек, который ебашил людей на гильотине, хотел соединиться, чтобы не часто исполнять Мортимера, а ты его под дудку пляшешь. Ну, блядь, какая разница, кого он там вешал, точнее, кого он убивал там на гильотине. Же гильотина.
Yes, sir.
Your yes is not sufficient. Tell the others, for crying out loud. Remember to close my window once you've done my room. This isn't Corsica, you know. I'm freezing.
Of course, sir. I'll see to it straight away.
Monsieur Bonaparte.
Louis, once again, bravo for what you did. If it weren't for you, Peru would have blown his brains out. You've got courage. I like this. We just lost a vote for the next conference, and we already had fewer votes than Holm. I must absolutely find a solution.
Не помню, к этикету ты устойчивый, неустойчивый? Нет, ты не
Excuse me, sir, but given recent events, I find it somewhat cavalier to return to your political preoccupation so quickly.
Yes, I know. You must find me inhumane. But what can I do? We are here to decide upon the fate of our nations, Louis. It is time you realize what is at stake here. I hold nothing against Monsieur Peru personally, but what concerns me most right now is to not lose sight of the objectives of this meeting. In short, we haven't a minute to lose. I'll leave you now.
Just a minute.
Опа!
Can you tell me what Duchess Hillsborough proposed to you on the night of the conference?
I was sure you'd ask me that. Not that I hold the Duchess dear to my heart, but I do nevertheless have some scruples. I have noticed you hovering around her since you arrived, and I only have one piece of advice to give you. Don't forget why she came here, and don't delude yourself.
That makes 2 pieces of advice.
Ah, how you love having the last word. Well, I'll leave you now. See you later, sir. Now, Louis, time is running short, and as I said, I'm in a hurry. I have to go now. I will see you later.
Возможно, нужно было ворваться к нему в комнату и проверить. Что по FPS вообще, блядь, игра? Пошли к Жаку зайдем.
Sorry, sir, but you cannot go through. We have very clear instructions from Lord Mortimer. Monsieur Peru must rest.
Бля.
Monsieur Napoleon Bonaparte.
Как же мне, блядь, узнать его тайну?
The Prince by Machiavelli. A perfect read for anyone with a surfeit of ambition. That might come in handy.
Устойчивость к политике.
A bicorn decorated with a cockade. It must belong to a French soldier.
С подключением. О, не в пизду, не буду я осматривать.
My dearest son.
Милостивый, прошу тебя поторопиться, здесь становится все хуже и хуже. Пауэль скоро втянет нашу родную Корсику в англо-французскую войну. Его люди буквально повсюду нам приходится прятаться и перебираться с места на место едва ли не каждый день. Не удивлюсь, если вскоре нас выследят. Спеши, сынок, теперь наша судьба в твоих руках. С Богом, твоя мать. Понятненько.
It's a beautiful weapon. Lovely damask blade. It's marked with the initials of the manufacturer in Versailles.
Убеждение тоже. Каким образом я нахожу? Пизда. Да, я не могу зайти. Тут вроде все. ТП стал неприятный в игре. Как по мне. Но в ВБС он вроде не меняется. Ну, пошли к ней зайдем, ебать. СБУ нахуй.
No answer. Nothing. Emily? Emily, are you there? Emily.
Yes. Louis, is that you?
Опа!
Yes, let me in.
I'm sorry, Louis. I don't feel very well. I'll see you later.
Are you sure everything's all right? Are you still there?
Да я врываюсь, мне похуй. Ну.
Emily? Emily, are you there?
Не, походу, не могу.
Emily.
Yes. Louis, is that you?
Как по диалоге, не помню.
Yes. Let me in.
I'm sorry, Louis. I don't feel very well. I'll see you later.
Are you sure everything's all right? Are you still there?
Шаболда, блядь. Да, с Вашингтоном сидит. Да сейчас попробую по балкону пройтись. Да ебать, ну сколько можно? Я не уверен, что здесь нельзя выйти. Я не могу выйти на балкон. В этом-то и проблема. Да что с FPS-ом, блядь, случилось резко? Сюда я тоже не зайду. Я не могу выйти на балкон, к сожалению. Но если смогу, то выйду. Сюда не могу. Да, это походу... Ну сейчас, Alt-Enter. Alt-Enter. Вашингтон, блядь. Но если его нету, то 100% он, блядь, с этой. Вот жук, сука, старый. А, я не могу туда пройти, к сожалению. Ну и хули я завис. Стоп. Погоди, то есть... Ее хата, по идее, вот та, да? Или нет? Она же вроде...
What do you want from me, Dorishe?
Опа.
Get on with it. I'm busy.
I wanted to speak to you about the conference.
Listen, you chose your side. You had every possible reason to make the right choice, but you preferred to commit yourself to Mortimer. Good luck, because it's a lost battle. The subject is closed. Anything else?
Да.
What a tragedy about Mr. Beru.
Так мы же его не потеряли.
Joking. That bonehead had it coming to him.
Так он же не умер. Погоди, ебать. Клонение, слабость.
You seem to have taken a personal stance. Am I wrong?
Ever since I found out that footprints incriminating him were found next to Elizabeth's body. You can be sure that given the opportunity, I would have put a bullet in his mouth myself.
What a tragedy about Mr. Beru.
Не, потеряли, так типа, что, я думал, собрание потеряли.
That bonehead had it coming to him.
Ясно.
How can you say that?
Ever since I found out that footprints incriminating him were found next to
Пиздатый нахуй
Elizabeth's
диалоги.
body.
Вот просто
To be
пушка.
sure that given the opportunity, I would have put a bullet in his mouth myself.
What a tragedy about Mr. Peru.
Are you joking? That bonehead had it coming to him.
Ясно.
Excuse me. This is the wrong room.
Найс диалоги, ебать. Кому я еще не заходил? К этому нельзя. К Холму я не заходил. $33 нахуй FPS. Я не понимаю просто почему. К нему нельзя. Здесь нет выхода на балкон. А здесь есть еще одна дверь. Нет, нет. Ну хуй с ним, пойду спать. Ладно, потом напишет, вот у вас неудача, вы просто не писали хуй уже копирую. Это чья хата? А, ну ладно, зайдем еще к испанцу.
Monsieur de Richet, I have no time. I was about to join Sir Gregory. Come back later.
I wanted to talk to you a moment and...
I am expected. I'm sorry. We shall talk later.
Понятно. Ну я, сука, уверен на 100%, что если я сейчас лягу спать... то я пропущу какую-то развязку, блядь. Вот, сука, на 100%.
Next time, I'll listen to my mother. Not a day has gone by without something happening to me. What now?
Louis, open up, please.
Coming, Mr. President, I'm coming.
Open up, FBI.
Louis. Ah, there you are at last.
Yes,
I just saw your mother. She was accompanied by Emily, and they both went into the...
Ах ты ж
I
ебать!
tried to join them, but I was refused entry. Louis, this does not bode well.
Oh, shit. Emily might want to avenge her sister. I must act quickly.
You're right, Mr. President. Thank you.
Ебать, Вашингтон крутой, конечно, мужичок. На ноге тупо ебать. Фу. Не в ту сторону, или в ту. В ту. Вот, сука, как знал, что что-то не так. С ноги, Гэтс.
That's Emily's voice.
Гэтс, нахуй.
Impossible. I can't do it. There's something blocking it on the other side. I've got to find another way in.
Через Бонапарта побежим, значит. А вот, сука, когда я хотел выйти, нельзя было выйти. Сейчас, блядь.
Have to get inside Emily's room through the... Shit! It's locked.
А, похуй, поехали, ебать. На! В смысле?
Huh. It's as if there are several people inside.
Ой, ебать, подождите.
A
Сейчас.
letter from William
Сейчас.
Younger, addressed to Emily.
Я быстро.
And from William Pitt the Elder, addressed 2 coils circle the lock.
Stop. We'll end up losing everything if you keep on.
Монетка. Погодите, погодите. Опа.
What on earth is...
Что ты сделала?
Mother?
How dare you do this to me? You can talk. After everything I've done for you. You are joking, I hope, right? I gave you.
Так, а с кем я ебался?
That's enough, Emma. Now that Louis is here, you will leave Sarah alone. Cease your
А нахуй я руки поднял?
What? If you think you're going to... Louis, help me, I beg you. I can no longer reason with her. I am Emily. Quit playing games. What? Honestly, don't be ridiculous. No. I am Emily. You are wasting your time. Louis knows very well how to tell us apart.
Так, ну давай доставайте фасольные, будем разбираться.
Yes, well...
Don't you dare bring him into this. This is between you and me. I ask for nothing more, so stop taking it out on Sarah. You prissy little bitch. How dare you? Now that I've told you everything, you want to take my place, do you? You are joking, I hope. I'm the one who told you everything that's been going on while you were away. Go on then.
Тогда либо хотя бы мне пистолет.
That's what you want, isn't it? You want to kill
Нахуй
me?
не...
Go on then.
А нахуй не целятся друг к другу?
After all the trouble I've gone through to find you. Go on. What are you waiting for? Here, Louis, take this.
Wait, what's going...
An entire life for this. Go on, shoot. Sorry, Louis, I can't shoot her. She's my
Короче, или я стреляю в ту...
That's enough, Emma. Louis, out of the way. She's dangerous. Don't trust her. What are you trying to do? Louis, out of the way. I am not Emma. Come on, Louis, tell her who the real Emily is.
Wait,
That's right, Louis. I'm fed up with this little game. Tell him who the real Emily is.
Why do these things always happen to me?
Well,
Я уверен, есть вариант не убивать их.
you know how to tell us apart, right?
Yes, but... I'd like to ask you a few questions to make sure there's no doubt.
Rational and open, Louis. Let's see. How can I tell them apart? Wait, I've got an idea.
On the night of our arrival... You had asked me what had become of me since we last met in London some years before. What did I answer?
That you are a diplomat, Louis. You even told me about the troubles you had saving some compatriots during the French Revolution. I already told her, Louis. I was there.
Right.
Да вы чё, твари?
Let's find something else. Ah, yes. Let's speak about my arrival at the manor.
Так, подожди, ебать. Так это же нахуй... Это... Подожди, я сейчас нажимаю, если у нее устойчивость, то сходу... Опа, это Эмили, нахуй, а это Эмма. Изи, погнали, ебать, хули.
On the night of our arrival, we were warming ourselves in front of the fire. Mortimer welcomed us in a certain...
Так, ебать. Опа! Опа! Ну шо?
What happened exactly?
Well played, Louis. Unfortunately, I'm not the one you should have asked that question to. Mortimer did not welcome us. It was Sir Gregory who welcomed us that night. Mortimer didn't show up until 2 days later. I know that as well.
Very well.
Let's try something else.
Да это
On
вот
the
это...
first night, we went up to bed, but I wasn't
Easy.
tired. I went for a little stroll.
Тупо easy.
Before going to bed, I went for a stroll. Did we speak to each other during that stroll?
You must be mistaken. After going up to bed, I went straight to sleep. But she knows all that, Louis. I already told her. Don't think you're going to get away with this deception so easily. I can assure you, you're going to regret pretending to be me once Louis has exposed you.
Собакой.
I don't think I'll get very far like this. I'll have to find something better.
Oh, I don't think I'll even wait until he's finished.
Take it easy now.
Are you mad, Louis?
Lower your arm.
I better act quickly if I don't want things to get out of hand.
Да я знаю, кто это.
She's putting one over on you. Look at yourself for crying out loud. You were prepared to shoot me down.
In the secret room behind the study. Talk to them about what you've been doing. Maybe they haven't spoken about it between each other yet.
On the night of the disappearance of Elizabeth Adams.
What about it? What do you want to know about that night?
We found ourselves in Mortimer's secret gallery. What relics did we find?
Property deeds in Mortimer's name dating from very long ago.
Is that all?
You mean all those mythological charms? So there was the so-called Pandora's box that wasn't a box actually. The famous golden fleece that reeked of dead goat. A broken sword that could have belonged to anyone. Is that enough?
Yes, that's enough.
В смысле,
You
блядь?
look captivated. Of course, he bought it. That's enough! I've had enough of this charade.
В смысле, блядь? Нет.
Louis, there's only one way to tell us apart. There's just one thing I didn't tell her about in detail. Too bad for you, Emma. I didn't want it to come to this, but you leave me no choice. Ask her about you and I. You just lost, Emma. I indeed didn't tell you everything about it. Come, Louis. Speak about our intimacy.
Very well, let's talk about us.
Подожди, но манипулирование не работает на ту, правильно? На вот эту не работает. Которая спереди, а которая сзади работает, по идее, манипулирование. Бля, или я просто неправильно понял.
Last night, when you came to my room, what exactly did you expect?
Тоже нахуй? В смысле? Блять, они оба не манипулируются.
Exactly what happened. I was hoping you would share your bed with me. What?
Which
Погоди.
I did.
And it was delicious, sir. What do you mean? It was delicious. You little slut. What did you do? Believe it or not, Louis, out of fear of her jealousy, I didn't tell Emma that we spent last night together. I hate you!
Что-то я уже... Я что нахуй сам запутался. Настоящая Эмили напротив.
It's you, Emily.
No, Louis! She is manipulating you!
No, Emma. It's her. I know it. Despite all the trouble you've gone to put one over on me, I know it is her.
That's enough now, Emma. You little slut! Don't think you are going to get away with this so easily. You are going to stop your little game right now. Never! I am Duchess Hills.
Ебать.
Emily?
I am the Duchess.
But
You don't. Dear God, what have I done? See what you've done. See?
Louis?
Mother!
What on earth is...
Go away. You must go. Everyone is going to arrive.
Louis, what's going on?
Duchess, is everything all right?
Come on,
Подожди.
Louis. There's nothing more you can do.
But I...
Leave us.
Emily, what's going on?
Mother, go to the crypt. I'll meet you there.
I'll be waiting for you.
Мать побита, конечно же.
Madam, I am coming in.
It was bound to end like this, Louis. Let me stay with her. Please, go.
Так, по-любому был вариант, чтобы они не умирали вдвоем. Я просто проебался.
What are you doing there? Stop!
God damn it. Now what's going on?
Ну, блядь. Я ее раскрыл по-своему, конечно, но... Ебать. Стоп, это мать его встретила, дала ему, наверное, леща, и он вырубился, да? Опять мясо какое-то пошло. Вот и помер дед-мужик, да. Нихуя мамки лещи, да.
Good God! They're all here. They must have heard the gunshot.
Where is Lord Mortimer?
Can anyone hear anything through the door?
Did you hear that? I was not dreaming, was I?
Certainly not, Duke Godoy.
What's going on?
Someone had the bang coming from the Duchess's room, and she isn't answering. Gentlemen, go back to your rooms. Go back to your rooms. I shall find out from Lord Mortimer what this is all about. Thank you.
Я не могу зайти туда? Я не могу. Блин, а если я вернусь сейчас? Наверное, не надо. Встретись с матерью в склепе. Столовая. Внешний двор. Нет, мне нужно внешний двор. Подожди, нет, мне нужен внутренний двор. По-моему, сюда мне не нужно. Кричат это, блядь, дети, сука, на улице. Заебали уже кричать.
The lock is surrounded by a triple circle. I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later. Retrieved everything.
Нормас, пивас.
Amber crystals.
Окей. Блять, что я опять запутался. Где я нахуй? Ёбаный дом. Мне, кстати, дали какие-то звания, нет, черты. Вы сделали выбор. Вы не церемонились, когда шли через комнату Наполеона. Блядь, а если он скажет, что там выбита эта хуйня, и скажет, что это я выбил, и я знал, я там присутствовал, у меня могут быть проблемы. Нормально я такой кружок сделал. Кто, блядь, скажет, как выйти? Вот, ебать, внутренний двор. А где склеп вообще? А где вообще склеп? Это мать выбила, да. Тоже скажу, что это мать. Я не знаю, это считается склеп. Я думал, это колодец какой-то. По-любому пропустил какую-то сюжетную линию, ну да похуй.
Louis, at last there you are.
Mother, wait,
Come, we have to be quick.
No, wait, Mother,
Time is running out, Louis. First, we must...
No! That's enough. I won't go a step further unless you explain to me what is going on here. I'm begging you. Talk to me.
You must trust me, my son. You are not ready yet.
You're the one who should trust me. Tell me what's happening.
You would never believe me.
I came all the way here for you.
Скажи, что Мортимер
Now
крыса.
I found you. I'm ready, Mother.
If only. Louis, I have always taught you to keep your mind open and logical. I know you are going to find it hard to believe, but what I am going to reveal to you is entirely true.
Сука, чувствую, это
Many
конец.
years ago, I found out that demons really do live among us.
I beg your pardon?
And that they can influence our thoughts.
Шо, мистика началась?
Mother, listen to yourself. I know you're exhausted, but for crying out loud, listen to what you're saying. Demons? What next? An ancient monster with a head like an octopus? What do your demons look like? Have they got horns and a pointed tail?
No, these are not creatures with billy goat's legs. Forget your Christian folklore. Imagine them more as parasitic spirits. They possess their hosts and direct them from inside.
Parasitic spirits?
Yes, they are capable of going from one body to another as they see fit.
Девка про это заливала. Так она, блядь, под опиумом
On this
была.
island.
Right. So let me
Или
guess.
под чем она там была?
Lord Mortimer and Sir Gregory.
Бля, надо было домовой Дед
You
Мороз
felt
сказать.
it too?
No, even if Home does look the part. But I don't know who else could do it.
Неправильно
given that we're on
ответил.
their territory.
Many years ago, well before you were born, I crossed paths with one of them. Since then, I've spent my life trying to find it again. When we recovered the Alizif, I was persuaded that von Burchard was working for this demon in one way or another. But I thought he would hand the book to a middleman during this conference. That's where I made an error that could well turn out to be fatal. The one who Burchard was meant to give the book to was none other than the demon in person, Mortimer. Not to mention that Home had sent Volner to get it for him.
Home and Mortimer are demons?
They both seem to disagree about many things, but I'll admit I never knew exactly why. There are many of them, Louis, not just those two.
Mother, have you any proof to support any of this?
Of course, but you do too. You had everything laid out in front of you. Didn't you notice anything?
Ну...
Mother, I shan't follow you down that path. I wouldn't be doing you any favors.
Logical and open, Louis. Tell me then, how can anyone own properties all over the world for centuries by always signing documents with the same signature?
Well, I can find 10 other explanations less eccentric than demonic possession, Mother.
How come the Mortimers have had only one male heir for each generation since the Third Crusade?
Forgery, family rights, where they get rid of the daughter. There are dozens of less extravagant possibilities.
How could one man motivate so many future leading figures of the day on his silly island without anyone finding out about it?
Хуйня
Even the
полная.
Golden Order isn't capable of that.
Well, he's simply better than us, and he's welcome to it.
You refuse to open your eyes, Louis.
You've lost your objectivity, Mother.
I saw him.
What do you mean you saw him?
I was 20 years old. I was young and carefree. I traveled the world in search of adventure. In the Persian Gulf, we came across an ancient grimoire that became unlocked. Composed of 7 parts, each one was a book in itself, set in a sort of metal armor that structured the whole thing. When all the volumes were brought together, they formed a single book. On my return to Paris, I set to studying these pages. I spent all my days and nights studying them.
Oh, I can imagine you doing that.
But the writing was in a language I had never seen before, developed well before Sumerian in my opinion. So I got the idea to form a small occult circle composed of all the major names in the occult world to see if anyone else could crack it.
And you found no one.
And I found someone, Louis. I found him, or rather he found me. He was young, charismatic, he was flamboyant.
You mean Mortimer?
He was a veritable mine of knowledge. I showed him the book, and he was able to decipher a few passages. We spent several months together studying the pages.
He was already old in those days, wasn't he? So you recognized him when you arrived on the island, right?
No,
Нет, конечно, нет. Что,
but
блядь?
I know it was him.
Ты что,
I
мать?
swear it was him. The way he spoke, his posture, a few of his intonations, his mannerisms.
Wait a minute. You were talking about 60 years ago. I've lost the thread.
Yes, sorry. He helped me understand certain passages until I realized that he only translated a few parts for me. But I had aroused his interest.
Ай,
It was
мать.
too late.
Не заканчивай со своей хуйней.
I mean to say he manipulated me. He used me, and in the end, he stole the book with all its secrets.
А сейчас на этом
Did he ever
острове.
go to your place?
Not once. At least I don't think so. But before disappearing, he proposed a pact between us. He proposed that I follow him and let him teach me, allow him to bring me up.
And you refused, of course.
Why, naturally, Louis. You don't make deals with the devil. After that, I spent my whole life looking for him. 3 years later, in Berlin, I just missed him. In London, I lost 6 members of the order in a chase. In 1741, in Tunisia, I found a sect of fanatics who had crossed paths with him once. 1741, in Poland. 1749, in India.
8 years ago in Venice.
We agreed never to speak about what happened in Venice, Louis.
You agreed, and that was before you spoke to me about demons. Wait, the baby we delivered, you and me, that night in Venice, did he have anything to do with Lord Mortimer?
The child was his son.
We stole his son? Are you insane? I always thought we took him to save him.
That was the case. It was precisely to save him from his father.
Need I remind you the mother died during childbirth? What became of the child?
Later.
Сейчас окажется, что я сын, блядь, демона.
Issue here. Once we found the Al-Azif in Paris, I followed von Borchart's trail here. I didn't think it would
Подождите,
be strict.
кто такой нахуй фон Борхерт, блядь? Вот этого я не понял. Кто это нахуй? Кто такой нахуй фон Борхерт? В первом эпизоде в начале был? Все понял.
To the demon, it was careless of me. He toyed with me for a few days, until I caught on, until I saw him as he was. But he had no intention of letting me leave. We are all his pawns, Louis, and if we don't want to spend the rest of our lives turning round in circles here, we must absolutely get off this island. All right, can we move on?
Wait a minute, one last thing.
Какой же... Один вопрос, какой мы хотим?
On the evening of my arrival, Cardinal Piaggi came looking for you. He was determined to give you a letter.
More of his lists. Louis, I think I know what's in that letter, and I beseech you to believe that it is the least of our worries. We can sort that out later.
Samuel Ritter du Choix, you wanted to send me a letter about Godoy.
I wanted you to run a check on Duke Manuel. But frankly, it doesn't really matter anymore now. Godoy is just a pawn like the others. He is not the one I was looking for.
Are you going to tell me what happened to your hand?
Better than that, I shall show you.
Демоны откусили.
What did you negotiate about the Al-Azif with Volner?
Absolutely nothing. I managed to pull the wool over his eyes until I found a way to flee.
I want to know what happened with Elizabeth Adams.
Louis, we haven't time for those details.
I'm sorry, Mother, but I want to know.
She was one of the receptacles for these monsters. I met her parents when she was born. One of the demons got inside her. The demon used her to spy on her father, John Adams. He is one of the founding fathers and vice president of the United States, you know.
Я не верю.
No, I don't think it was Mortimer.
Что есть демон, не
Her
верю.
father, John Adams, hired me to tend to her, but the evil in her was too deep.
Мать
In
пиздит.
spite of the various treatments I tried on her, I never succeeded in getting it out of her. It's not something I'm proud of, Louis, but I had to try everything.
Do you know who killed her?
Absolutely not.
I want to know what happened between you and Emily's sister.
Great responsibility often brings difficult choices, Louis. That's all you need to know.
Mother, I won't take a step further if you don't answer me.
You dare blackmail me?
I'm listening.
All right, I used her. So there you are. Happy now? We had the Al-Azif, and I didn't think we would be able to escape with it. In order to ensure that the book did not fall into their hands, or that one of them couldn't read in us where we had hidden it, I asked Emily to...
It's Emma.
Yes, or rather for me, it was Emily. So I asked Emma to hide it without anyone seeing, and then I disposed of her. I am sorry for her, but she was part of the Golden Order, Louis. She knew the rules when she joined.
Что? Я не понял, подожди, она застрелила Эмму, а кого застрелила Эмили?
What was going on with the cannons in Tuscany?
It was nothing.
Since when does the Order finance wars?
The cannons for that Bonaparte fellow? Listen, once in the lion's den, I did whatever I could to appear legitimate. So yes, I pretended to be interested in Mortimer's project about a young military man who was seeking funding for a foundry in Tuscany. Between you and me, if buying China would have enabled me to escape, I would have signed without hesitation.
Good. I think that's about right.
Что-то мамка мне запудрила мозги, блядь.
Great actions for humanity have
Нихуя
been
нас не
decided
выпустит.
by demons for centuries, Louis. They are playing with our destiny. We are their slaves.
Вот Путин, блядь.
And it's time for it to stop. By the way,
Демон.
what was Mortimer's project at this conference?
He wants the United States to occupy all the North American territory. France should recover Louisiana and give it to the United States. In that case, the Americans would just have to push west to chase the Spanish from the continent once and for all.
And as Mortimer controls Washington, you may just as well say that it will put him at the head of a world superpower. We should do our utmost to put a stop to
Все
Mortimer's
понятно,
plans.
Запад это, короче,
But for
демоны.
the time being, there are more pressing matters.
Не то, что духовная Россия. Ну, сейчас нас встретит,
Are you going to
проверять.
tell me why we're here?
Потому что рождается новый демон.
There. That's why we are here.
Изобрели телепорт. Бесезда, ебать. Отсылочки. И что это? Ну да, то, что я с ноги выбил дверь, это, конечно, было неправильно. В смысле, я мог пройти через комнату Жака Перу, чтобы попасть на балкон? Блять, туда же не пускали. Ну то, что улики оставил, ну похуй. Непонятно, ладно.
Reassure me, we aren't going to have to force that one, are we?
I don't think we're even capable of doing it. You're going to have to find a way to open it.
Why, of course. And what's inside?
Something to vanquish them with?
Perfect.
Это ж портал ван.
So, how does it open?
We'll need several keys. I found a note from the architect who conceived the mechanism in Mortimer's secret study. We have to first gather 6 objects before we try anything.
Are your 6 objects the keys?
Exactly. We have the Clement III cross, the nails, the Gutenberg Bible, the exegesis of Judas, an armillary sphere, and all we need to match up the dates between the different calendars.
6 равно 5. На.
Some
8.
nails?
Don't ask me. I'm not the one who made the mechanism, you know. When I arrived, there were already a few of them inserted, so I didn't have to worry about those. On the other hand, I remember seeing some in Mortimer's secret study, behind his nightmare.
In a golden cup? Yes.
А гвозди-то вот
I
они.
saw them too.
Perfect. It will be easy for you to find them then. You need 3 of them.
Very well.
You remember what to do about the rollers. 1191 to enter, and 6466 to exit.
Of course. Why a cross?
Well, I haven't the foggiest idea, but it just so happens that's what you are going to use to activate the mechanism. I found the one Mortimer kept. It belonged to Cardinal Guibert, better known by the name of Pope Clement III.
Perfect. Where is it?
Unfortunately, I've lost it. When I lost my hand, I went dashing out, and it must have fallen from my pocket.
А, все, я понял. Да, мне только дошло, что ее рука внутри этой хуйни.
Remember, Mother. I'm certain you can remember.
Let me think.
You were running.
I was bleeding to death.
You remember the pain.
I thought I was going to faint. Yes, I remember. I don't think it can be far, can it?
Would you have lost it outside?
No, I don't think so. It must be in the area. I don't remember going up with it.
Perfect. I'll search the crypt before leaving. Exegesis. Anything else?
Did you manage to vanquish the Medusa?
To open the chimney? Yes, absolutely.
So you've already come across it. It's the Bible of Judas that is exposed in the secret room.
Вспоминайте что-то, потому что я все не запомню.
Why do they call it an exegesis?
Because that's what it is, and not an apocryphal Bible, strictly speaking. It's the study of a text with a summary, not an actual Bible. Anyway, well done for the Gorgon. You did well. You didn't get tricked by the light bouncing back.
Thanks. Do you think I can take it safely?
We haven't got a choice, Louis. Without it, we won't be able to work out this cursed mechanism.
There's one in the portrait gallery.
That's right.
You still believe it's in the tower room, don't you?
I don't know. There is only one way to find out, though.
Right.
Мне нужно, короче, ключи, книги.
There's one in the portrait gallery.
Yes, but it's enormous. If you don't want to have to go back and forth several times, then I suggest you get a smaller one.
What did you do then?
I didn't think I'd need one. I started without one, and I lost my hand before I did need one. And you can see the result.
What do you mean by the concordance of dates exactly?
Don't worry about that. We already have them. They are written on the back of the message I just gave you. One last thing before you go. Be very careful. If you come across anyone, they can all potentially be spies of Mortimer or Holm. Don't ever confide in anyone because a demon can slip inside them at any moment.
Wait, not all of them though. Take Washington.
Especially Washington. He's been conditioned by Mortimer for years. Look at them, for crying out loud.
Бля, мать
How do you
ебанулась.
explain their behavior otherwise? The most influential politicians in the Western world gather together without the least protection, without a single aid to assist them, to participate in a conference during which the guests
А
start
если демон
dropping like
целится в меня
flies?
или в тебя?
Me, Adams, Peru, Hillsborough. Look at the number of calamities that have happened over the past few days. And not one of them has asked to leave the island? Do you find that normal? You'll see. Go up to the manor to look for the keys, and I wager not one of them will speak to you about my being in Emily's room.
Do you think so?
Go on, you'll see.
А кто...
And come back with all the objects in one go. Time is against us. And remember, the code to get out of the secret office is 6646.
Сука, 6646? А на этом пишет... Бля, и какой из них? Мать, ты наебать меня решила?
You ought to go, Louis. If someone finds us here, the situation might well become seriously complicated.
Honey, I couldn't have hoped for better.
Эй, Хани, ту-ту-ту-ту-ту-ту. Шуга-шуга, ту-ту-ту-ту-ту-ту.
Famous cross of Claymont III. Perfect.
Крест нашел.
One key found.
Вы думаете, на просто руку хочет достать? Нет никаких демонов? Музыка как героев напоминает. Бля, героев бы я бы сыграл бы. Ту-ту-ту-ту-ту-ту. Приносишь такое толкование, сферу, Библию и гвозди. Мамка такая, гвозди зачем? Подожди, она сказала, что есть гвозди. Нахуя мне их приносить? Когда у тебя приходы есть идеи? Но у меня был приход, что мать убивает Эмми. Эмму. Но ее же била не Эмма. Я думаю, это, блядь, просто сны, ну, типа, блядь, они... Как бы... Как обычный сон. Сам себе что выдумал, и нормально. Короче, демонов никаких нету, все нормально. Не бойтесь, чат. Я знаю, что вы боитесь демонов, которые постоянно на вас смотрят ночью, когда вы спите, но они, в принципе, почти безопасны. Карина, я не буду сейчас заходить в Телеграм. Помешательство на... Надо ей вторую руку отрезать. Думаешь? А приход, из которого тебя Холм выкинул, когда ты собрание после голосования, переход на смотр. Приход, из которого тебя Холм выкинул, когда ты собрание после голосования... Блять. Что ты написал? Напиши нормально. Карина, напиши Джихурю. В первую очередь. И спроси, какой у него бюджет. Погоди, я что-то провтыкал. У тебя было видение, и Холм такой, вам пора идти на. У тебя... Я помню видение, я не о том. Ну и что, блядь, где гарантии, что такое было, блядь? Кровь хлещет, у меня сосуды слабые. А, блядь. Я думал, это по лестнице можно подняться, я проебался, это всего лишь мел. Он демон и кикнул тебя из пати. С ума сойти. Мортимер кабинет. Оставлена в башенной комнате. Тайная комната в портретной галерее.
Качу колеса к топовому стримеру.
Азмаки, спасибо за стримиться с нами. А башня, это случайно не вот эта вот хуйня, в которой я был? Библиотека. Большой зал собраний. Как мне попасть в комната. А, все, вспомнил, как упасть. В башню, в кабинет. Ладно, и побежали на третий. Все гостей как-то смотрятся и шугается со своей бандой. Он запалил, что ты был там. CeMka шоу опять все печатает быстрее, чем я. Так это же он не мне сказал, типа, уходить. Он сказал испанцы. Понятно, Карина. Ну не едь тогда. Я вот не знаю, заходить мне к ним, не заходить.
I have no time to lose, so I might as well not bother him.
Нормально, просто парень бегает по хате, собирает мед. Дядька стоит, смотрит.
I have no time to lose, so I might as well not bother him.
Ладно. Здесь должна быть, сука, лестница где-то. Бля. Фикус, успокойтесь, пожалуйста. Демоны существуют в реальной жизни. Я думаю, у тебя тоже есть друг Димон. Да, у меня их даже несколько. Так, вот эта книга, чувствую, не надо. Нет, не надо. Сейчас же к Рардугу я не пойду точно.
Right. This time, it'll be a lot quicker. If I remember rightly, the code was 1191.
Ну так води, хуй ты стоишь. Карина, у тебя биполярное расстройство? Ты мне только что написала, не пиши мне больше, а сейчас ты подписываешься на мой канал. Я не понимаю. Спасибо тебе, конечно. Ты же потом все равно эти деньги заберешь, я знаю. Все деньги забираешь, зарплаты. Оно само? Я что-то нажала, и оно само. Не знаю, почему эти деньги с карты снимает.
Tarot cards. I should have learned my lessons in card reading a little better.
Не матюкайся. Так вот, а в гвозди вот они. Библия в башенной комнате. Тайная комната в портретной галерее. И сфера где?
A Van Leeuwenhoek microscope? The most sophisticated microscope there is. When I think of the difficulty the Order had in getting hold of one of these...
Вы поссорились с Чини?
It's locked.
Не знаю, Карин, мы поссорились с Чини? В кабинете, походу, нету ничего. Больше.
All right, come on, let's get out of here. 6466, if I remember correctly.
Блять, а мать же сказала 6, сука. Ну ладно, неважно. Это мать все-таки наебала. Сам реши, поссорились вы, Чини, ты же мужчина. А это башня считается или что это? Это кабинет. А где башня? Башенная комната. Я понял.
Ah, Louis. Glad you're here.
Blasted. He's gonna talk about my mother.
Come and see what I've found. There are pieces of paper in the ashes of the chimney. Someone's been burning something here.
Incredible.
Бля, я пропустил диалог, потому что читал чат.
Me about what happened between my mother and the Hillsborough sisters. Show me a little.
Look, it's possible to distinguish two different writing styles.
The rest of the correspondence between my mother and Emma.
Someone tried to burn an exchange of messages. I'm certain. There must be more.
Shit. What on earth is he doing? If you want my opinion, a servant must have burnt some old papers. That's all.
Why, of course.
Сука.
You very nearly made me think that you were trying to hide something.
Ему нельзя... А, да.
No, I'm sure there must be other hidden messages.
Манипулировать.
He won't let go. He's going to work his way back to the Bible if he continues.
Я пропустил, если честно, весь диалог. Расскажите, что было.
Dante's paradise.
Все уже не говорить,
Raise your head and be reassured.
Понятно.
For what comes up here from the mortar world must ripen in our rays. A chest with the occult symbol representing air. Bible's still there.
Толкование. Тайная комната в портретной галерее.
Hey, look, there.
No, I don't see anything.
Come, Louis, look. Someone's clearly drawn a 4 in the dust. I have a clue.
He's going to be disappointed when he sees the Bible has disappeared.
Опа. Мне кажется, они найдут, ну, думается, что нужно спуститься в хлеб. В хлеб, не в хлеб. Я хлеб, не ешьте меня. А это, по-моему, внизу, да? Столовая, библиотека, большой зал собраний, портретная галерея. А где сфера? Вот где сферу взять, я вот хуй знаю. Секретная комната в портретной галереи.
Right. It's definitely an armillary sphere, but I have to find one that I can take with me. Right. Let's see if the statues are in place yet. That statue is not positioned correctly.
С первого раза.
Open sesame.
The Ring of the Nibelungs. Even if Mortimer is several centuries old, I don't see what part he has in this legend.
Как я его через стекло возьму?
So that's the exegesis of Judas. I hope Mortimer doesn't read it very often, otherwise he's going to notice that someone's stolen it. But that's just too bad. I need it.
А теперь где мне взять сферу?
Right. I've got what I need. Now let's not waste any more time.
Devil's Thorn. I'll keep it.
Да хуйню достал. Вот сфера. Нет, не сфера, это щит. А нормально, что я не пишу не мать, а Сара? Может, она демон? Я реально не знаю. Мне кажется, в главном зале может быть. Ой. Может быть, вот здесь где-то. Смотрите внимательно, чат. Если заметите, говорите. Может быть, у Наполеона в комнате? Может, спросите у кого-то, а вы не знаете, где здесь сфера в маленьком экземпляре?
God damn it, Orishe! Are you joking or what? You sell me pipe dreams about Mortimer's project, and a few hours later, one of your allies completely breaks down. Is this what Mortimer's side is all about? What am I going to do now?
Так, а к чему там у него слабость? К манипулированию и к оккультизму.
Come now, my Lord Duke. You know very well that at this level, things can get pretty rough. You ought to be used to it. Rest assured, Lord Mortimer has bounced back before. It's not an issue.
What can I do?
Мне, кстати, интересно. То есть у него еще есть.
I'm dreaming. My mother was right. He's not going to tell me one word about what happened to Emily.
To tell you the truth, I'm in search of an armillary sphere. You wouldn't know where I can find it, would you?
Well, well. So you do have a passion for astronomy. Von Wollner has already bored me quite enough with all of his endless
Ну, то или
stories.
нужно было к нему зайти.
You ought to concentrate, Louis. Politics is an art that requires all one's attention. Refrain from spreading yourself too thin, and leave stargazing to the poets.
What can I say? I'm only...
Ask Wollner. I am sure he must have it among his effects.
Perfect. Thank you, my Lord Duke.
Leave me now.
See you later.
Если бы я знал, что это связано с алхимией, я бы сходу пошел бы к тому пацану. Ой, с астрономией я сказал, с алхимией. Подожди, нет, так стоп, подожди. Так тут же парень и алхимией занимается, не астрономией.
Monsieur Johann von Wollner.
Или это не... А, нет, стоп, это не он А, нет, он.
Perfect. That will save me some time. I only hope that he isn't going to realize it right away.
Ну, в принципе, да, он мог и тем заниматься. Что то хуйня, что это хуйня. Или не, подожди, астрономия это нормальная тема.
The alchemist is an old man.
Это астрология хуйня. Или, бля, не помню, да, вроде так.
Golden elixir.
Такс. Ну все, полетели. Сегодня видел мемас. Там где парень говорит, я когда-то нашел подругу в Твиттере, которая была помешана на астрологии, и выебал ее, потому что она думала, что мы подходим друг к другу, потому что я дева. А на самом деле я скорпион. И мы все сказали, ну, блядь, настоящий скорпион всегда бы так и поступил бы. Говорит, а ебать, наебал, я не скорпион, я козерог. Вот так вот. Ну, я думаю, настоящий козерог так бы и поступил, блядь. Наебал бы 3 раза. Тут все продумано наперед. Я кто? Ну, я, смотря кому надо. Кто спрашивает, кто я. Прием здесь пацаны стоят, да? Нет.
So, good. You've managed to gather all the keys.
Yes, that's right. I have everything. What should I start with?
Place the Clement III cross on the console. Then you have to put the nails on the disc of the door.
What hole should I put the nails in?
Well, I can't really advise you there, because I haven't exactly made the best choices myself.
Интересно, я останусь без руки?
All I can say is that you have to insert 1 to choose a town, 1 to choose a chapter, and 1 to choose a verse. Those are Roman numerals on the disc.
What theme did you start with?
As the fresco shows the birth of Christ, I placed 1 nail in Bethlehem, 1 in chapter 2, and 1 in verse 6. The iris opened a little. I thought it was normal. Behind the aperture of the iris, there is a duct in which I put my hand. I felt something like a valve at the bottom. I thought by turning it the door would open, or the iris would open completely, or something else would happen. Instead, I felt something like an axe cut off my hand. I really thought it was the end of me.
Интересно, если...
What did you do then?
Well, although I had made some unfortunate choices, I was lucky in that Mortimer was well stocked with drugs. I raided his supplies of medicine.
All right, my turn now.
Интересно, если я сделал то же самое, мне отрежет нахуй руку или нет?
I'll shut up and let you concentrate.
This exegesis contains comments from Judas on the different Gospels. It only contains certain chapters and verses, and the chapters are indicated by Roman numerals. The lexicon refers to different chapters and verses from the exegesis of Judas. Chapter 14, verse 22. On the 7th of Nisan, 3793, Jesus shared his Last Supper in the Cenacle in Jerusalem. Chapter 14, verse 22. And as they did eat, Jesus took bread and blessed and broke it and gave to them and said, "Take, eat. This is my body." And he took the cup, and when he'd given thanks, he gave it to them, and they all drank of it. Chapter 1, verse 9. Jesus was baptized by John in Jordan on the 9th of Hesvan, 3852. Chapter 3, verse 18. Words truly pronounced in Abagash. Chapter 3, verse 18. He that believeth in him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already, because he hath not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of God.
Что значит relier?
Chapter 3, verse 18.
Я понял.
He that believeth in him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already, because he hath not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of God.
Нет, не сходится. Нужно, чтобы сошлось и там, я так понимаю, да?
Chapter 19, verse 17. Jesus was crucified on the 8th of Nisan, 3793, in a place near Jerusalem. The Romans put a crown of thorns on his head.
Nisan, это что такое?
Chapter 19, verse 17. And he, bearing his cross, went forth into a place called the place of a skull, which is called in the Hebrew Golgotha, where they crucified him, and two others with him, on either side, and Jesus in the midst. Chapter 19, verse 17. And he, bearing his cross, went forth into a place called the place of a skull, which is called in the Hebrew Golgotha, where they crucified him, and two others.
Что такое relier? Как переводится relier? Я думал, что понял, но я не понял. Святой Дух? Какой нахуй Святой Дух? Перечитать.
The cycle of the moons has nothing to do with what I'm doing right now.
Но здесь рождение на картинке.
The fresco clearly shows the birth of Christ.
Louis, I can assure you that that is not the solution to this enigma. This fresco's only purpose is to mislead. I know that now. Please, focus on another theme about Christ.
Well, I'll have to trust her. Yes, it's definitely a representation of the birth of Christ, but some of the details have flaked away. I can't see any other clues. One thing is for sure, this enigma deals with the life of Jesus, like my mother said. It looks like there are 3 types of inscriptions. Clearly, we have names of towns, Arabian numerals, and Roman numerals. Clearly,
Название мест, арабские и римские цифры.
Roman numerals.
Ебать сложнота на самом деле.
It looks like there are 3 types of inscriptions. These towns have one thing in common. They're all related to the life and death of Jesus. For example, Jordan is the place of the baptism of Christ. There are 3 styles of writing, and I've got 3 nails. There must be a link. I must surely put in 1 nail per category.
Ты долбоёб нахуй? Охуенная подсказка, брат. Спасибо, что сказал, что нужно вставить гвозди, нахуй.
You could see that the paint has come off in parts. Difficult to see what was there, but I can distinguish the letters N, R, I. Nothing more. Why, of course. I-N-R-I. Jesus Nazarenus Rex Yedoram. These initials stand for Jesus the Nazarene, King of the Jews. This is the inscription which appears on the cross at the crucifixion of Jesus. Why, of course. They're part of the initials I-N-R-I.
Ну, распятие, и что?
On the cross of Jesus at his crucifixion.
События, распятие. 17 и 17. 19 и 17.
Jesus was crucified on the 8th of Nisan, 3793, in a place near Jerusalem. The Romans put a crown of thorns on his head. Chapter 19, verse 17.
Тот же самый стих.
And he, bearing his cross, went forth into a place called the place of a skull, which is called in the Hebrew Golgotha, where they crucified him, and 2 others with him, on either
Ну,
side,
окей, это
and
совпадает.
Jesus in the midst.
Окей. Вставить гвозди. Сюда и сюда. А где распяли Иисуса, чат? Кто знает, где распяли Иисуса? Недалеко от Иерусалима. На горе Голиафа. Ну, не Голиафа, но вы поняли. Ну, мать тупая, конечно.
Well done, Louis. I hadn't seen those other wheels. Try connecting the theme to see if it goes all the way.
Положить руку, блядь.
There must surely be a connection between the wheels. There are different icons on this wheel, but it looks like some of them can't be connected to the other wheels. This wheel contains several symbols made up of 1 or 2 figures and 1 letter. The highest figure does not exceed 31, and each letter corresponds to a month of the year. A for April, and M for March. I think these symbols must represent a specific date.
Так, значит, вот это полнолуние. Первый диск это полнолуние. С символами. А, нет, это символы это вот этот диск. Оно с лунными фазами.
This wheel represents the different moons. In the occult sciences, we represent the full moon by an X. As for the dark moon, called the new moon, in cults, it's often associated with something harmful. This wheel contains several symbols made up of 1 or 2 figures and 1 letter.
Короче.
highest figure does not exceed 31, and each letter corresponds to a month of the year. A for April, and M for March. I think these symbols must represent a specific date.
Мне нужно, короче, поставить даты. Каждую дату какому-то событию. Раз, два, три, четыре, пять, шесть, семь. Раз, два, три, четыре, пять, шесть, семь. Раз, два, три, четыре, семь. То есть каждую дату нужно подставить. Но куда мне вставлять, блядь, гвозди? День рождения Иисуса Христа. Ну, допустим. Давай почитаем события. Рождение. Глава 2, стих 6. 22 Тевет. 3, 7, 6, 2. Давай попробуем другое.
2, verse 6. And so it was that while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered of a child. And she brought forth her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them, and they were sore afraid.
Какая фаза Луны это была? Ночь?
During new moon, the moon is entirely in the shadow. Then, the shadow moves from west to east, meaning left to right, and goes through the following states: waxing crescents, first quarter, waxing gibbous, full moon, waning gibbous, last quarter, waning crescent, and the cycle starts over.
Ну, там и сказали только про ночь. Я об этом.
The moon shadow moves from west to east.
Лик Бога, скорее всего, рождение. 3 полоски, скорее всего, потоп. Птица похожа на ту, которая принесла новую ветку с дерева. Венок, скорее всего, указывает на распятие. Ну ты даешь, ты Библию читал? А ну.
7th of Shaban, 607, first quarter.
3 полоски, 3 полоски.
553, waxing crescent.
Вы ебанулись там, что ли? Ебать, а если что ли так долго жил?
19th of Jamada al-Awwal, 639, waning gibbous. 13th of Shaban, 607, waxing gibbous.
Ладым. Ладым. Значит, давайте назад вернемся. Изучить сферу. Фазы. Записываем фазы. Молодая, первая четверть, растущая, полнолуние, убывающая, последняя четверть, старая луна и новолуние. Ну что ж. Первая четверть. 607. Подожди секунду. Здесь года или даты? Здесь есть вообще что-то? Ебать! Так здесь по-человечески можно нахуй написать? Так, 607 год мне не нужен.
The moon shadow moves from west to east.
Что такое седьмое шабана, ебать? Раджамар, я ебу, что это, блядь? Это нахуй на каком-то кыргызском. Что за месяц? Шабан, это что за месяц? Ага, я понял. Окей. Ладно, давайте попробуем по очереди. Бля, не то нажал, сука.
Then the shadow moves from west to east, meaning left to right, and goes through the following states.
Так, я еще раз запишу. Молодая. Первая четверть.
Waxing gibbous, full moon, waning gibbous, last quarter, waning crescent, and the cycle starts over.
Полнолуние. Убывающая. Последняя четверть. Старая луна и новолуние. Окей. Блять, я опять эту хуйню нажал. Да ебать тебя в рот.
Waxing crescents, first quarter, waxing gibbous, full moon, waning gibbous, last quarter, waning crescent, and the cycle starts over with the full shadowed new moon.
Седьмой шабан. Седьмое нахуй шабана. Это 26 марта. Хорошо, 26 марта, поехали. Первая четверть. 26 марта. Что здесь еще есть? 13 шабана. 1 апреля. 13 шабана это 1 апреля. Поехали. Растущая луна. 1 апреля. Хорошо. 8 Рамадана есть у меня здесь? И давайте по годам. 553 есть? 553 нету. 639 есть? 639 нету. 554 есть. 30 Рамадана. 554. Старая луна. 17 октября. Старая луна. 17 октября. Три, 7, 8, 9. 3, 7, 8, 9, 6 яра. 6 яра нету. Так, что-то я запутался. Ну, 3 у меня есть. Может, мне этого хватит? Ага, вот она. 6 яра. 6 мая. 6 мая. Молодая луна. 6 мая. Здорово. Зульхиджи есть. Или я уже написал это? 22 марта. Не писал. Убывающая луна. 22 марта. Рамада есть. Это я уже написал. Ладно, я думаю, мне этого хватит. Окей. А я могу крутить эти штуки, да? Значит. Блять, нет, подожди, я еще не готов. Я проверил фазы Луны. Нет, в принципе, я могу сейчас выставить фазы Луны. Давайте повернуть диск с лунными фазами. Нет, давайте не так. Что было самое первое? По идее, 6 мая 29, да? То есть 6 мая 29. То есть это молодая луна была. Сначала Бог создал KitchenS. Молодая луна. Давайте... как посмотреть?
In the occult sciences, we represent the full moon by an X. As for the dark moon,
Темная луна, новолуние.
the new moon, in cults, it's often associated with something harmful.
Блять, вот это за пара, то что я не знаю, где какая. Ну, новолуние это полностью черное, да? Сейчас, секунду. Секунду, чат. Полнолуние, значит, новолуние. Но у меня нет даты на новолуние. Первым должна быть, короче, молодая луна. Молодая луна идет... Давай быстрее, новая луна. А нахуй я на это нажал? Молодая луна идет после полнолуния. Нахуй, у меня же записано. После новолуния идет молодая луна. Готово. На молодую луну должно быть 6 мая. А вот теперь осталось узнать, что у нас было 6 мая. А 6 мая это у нас... Наверное, рождение его было, слышите?
Chapter 2, verse 6. Jesus was born of Mary and Joseph on the 22nd of Tevith at midnight.
3762. Нет, не рождение было.
In the village of Bethlehem.
Так, значит, ему было 6 мая, это 3789. 762 он родился. Это сколько получается? 89 минус 62. Минус 62 это 7, 2, 27 ему было, да? Что он делал 27? Воровал и дрочил? В 27, может, он крестился?
Chapter 1, verse 9. Jesus was baptized by John in Jordan
852.
3852.
Ебать, я что-то нихуя не понял.
Chapter 1, verse 9. And it came to pass in those days that Jesus came from
Он
Nazareth
нахуй родился...
and was baptized by John in Jordan.
3762, а нахуй покрестился 3852, это ему 90 нахуй
Coming
было?
up out of the water, he saw the heavens opened, and the Spirit, like a dove, descending upon him.
Я, походу, что неправильно понял. Давай отойдем. Посмотрим на... Потоп здесь есть, как говорили, да? 3 полоски, это, скорее всего, потоп. Ветка, вот про ветку. Кто там говорил, кто там... Но... Кому принесли эту ветку? Давайте про нее найдем. Ну, походу, года пока это по-конченному считается, или я не понимаю. Типа, птица Ною дала ветку. События. Крещение, распятие нет. Чудеса. Рождение. Нет, Троица.
Chapter 3, verse 18. Words truly pronounced in Apagash. Chapter 3, verse 18. He that believeth in him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already.
Знаете, что я подумал? Я долбоёб.
Not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of God.
Зачем я пытаюсь что-то читать, если я уже знаю, что я 2 из этих поставил правильно, я просто буду крутить вот это и все. И рано или поздно оно сойдется. Внизу не сошлось, да? Вот здесь. Нет, не сойдется, сука, что-то не так. Не сходится. Самое раннее было 8 апреля. Да, но у меня нету здесь 8 апреля, понимаешь? Ну, давайте попробуем... Нет, не надо. Нет, стоп. Нет, все нормально. Шесть Раджба 601. Да блять, опять эту хуйню клацнул. Сука. Ты заебал. Почему это, блядь, нельзя скипать?
Waxing gibbous, full moon, waning gibbous, last quarter, waning crescent, and the cycle starts over with the full shadowed new moon.
6 Раджаба это полнолуние 100%. Но у меня здесь нет Раджабы. А нет, вот есть.
Sixth of Rajab.
Молодая луна. А, это 8 апреля, я долбоёб, походу. Или нет, или подожди. Я не там посмотрел, что ли? апреля. Здесь нету 4 Шабана. Я не там посмотрел, это, блядь, нужно было не 6 мая, а... Нет, стоп. 8 апреля? Что я нахуй... Подожди. Восьмое апреля. Здесь вообще есть 8 апреля? Да, есть. Все равно не сойдутся. Они должны вообще сходиться. Потому что эта птица и эта хуйня никак не сойдутся. Нужно просто узнать... Подожди, 7 фаз Луны. Полнолуние. О нет, новолуние. Молодая луна. Первая четверть. Ну это же, блядь, половина. Нет, это все-таки первая четверть считается. Первая четверть. Потом какая-то РЛ. Я не знаю, что это такое. Блять, здесь 8 фаз. Но кровь не считается. Соедини рождение и что? А где его рождение? Которое из? Вот это рождение, да? Кровь это полнолуние. Нет, подожди, здесь вообще 7 фаз. Раз, два, три, 4, 5, 6. А нет, 8, наебал. Давайте просто проверим, совпадают ли другие даты. 1 апреля это ранняя луна. Потом идет полнолуние. Нет, стоп. 1 апреля это не ранняя луна сейчас.
Наебало на 8, получи 9.
Спасибо, Кивидва. Мне нужно сопоставить круги с внешним, да? Вы так считаете. Но мне кажется, я проебался с лунными фазами. Восьмое апреля это молодая луна. 6 мая. Бля, что-то я запутался. 6 мая это... Первая четверть должно быть вообще 26 марта. Так, лады. Сейчас мы разберемся, чат. У меня есть 6 поинтов. Я могу разобраться или с лунными фазами, или с символами.
Mother, what do you think?
As I told you, I didn't get that far. Nevertheless, these icons do represent moments in the life of Christ.
Блять, спасибо нахуй за подсказку, охуенная. Так, мне нужно разобраться с фазами. Где какая? Или... Наверное, мне, если я все-таки найду какое-то его это, да? Событие. Допустим, что там есть?
Chapter 10, verse 30. I and the Father are one. Chapter 10, verse 30. I and my Father are one.
Пизда там.
Chapter 24, verse 3. Jesus rose from the dead on the 14th of Nisan, 3793, in Nazareth. He appeared with a halo above his head.
1 апреля он воскрес.
Chapter 24, verse 3. But when they entered, they did not find the body of the Lord Jesus. While they were wondering about this, suddenly 2 men in clothes that gleamed like lightning stood beside them. In their fright, the women bowed down with their faces to the ground. But the men said to them, "Why do you look for the living among the dead? He is not here. He has risen. Remember how he told you while he was still with you in Galilee."
Иисус воскрес 1 апреля. Как, блядь, иронично. Значит, 1 апреля в раннюю луну он воскрес. Короче, я решил, наверное, чтобы не ошибиться, вложу все-таки очки. С лунными фазами.
The totally black moon corresponds to the new moon. So, going clockwise, we have the waning crescent, the last quarter, the waning gibbous, the full moon, the waxing gibbous, the first quarter, and lastly, the waxing crescent. The totally black moon
Черная луна
corresponds to the
символизирует
new moon.
новолуние. По
So,
часовой стрелке
going clockwise, we have the waning
молодая,
crescent, the last quarter,
последняя
the waning
четверть,
gibbous,
убывающая,
the full moon, the
полнолуние,
waxing gibbous,
растущая.
and lastly, the waxing crescent. The totally black moon corresponds to the new moon.
Еще раз.
So, going clockwise, we have the waning
Молодая,
crescent, the last quarter,
последняя
the waning
четверть,
gibbous, the full
убывающая,
moon,
полнолуние,
the waxing gibbous,
растущая,
the first quarter,
первая
and
четверть,
lastly,
вторая
the
луна.
waxing crescent.
Полнолуние вот. 1 апреля должно быть здесь, по идее. Полнолуние залито кровью. Окей, это не помогло. Полнолуние залито кровью. Ну вот 1 апреля должно выпадать на вот эту штуку. Но что произошло 1 апреля? И как мне сопоставить рисунки? За городами, типа? 1 апреля он воскрес. Первого апреля он воскрес. А где он воскрес? Там же, где и по этот? В Иерусалиме. Воскрес с нимбом на голове. Но если это не так, то я не знаю. Или в Назарете он воскрес. В Назарете-то ебать вас. А нахуй вы говорите, что там же? Первое апреля. И какая там? Готово, ебать. Чего не вставляется? А, потому что нужно достать их. Бля, что-то я проебался. Не-не-не. Бля, так гвозди тогда не нужно уже трогать. Ну.
Well done, Louis. I hadn't seen those other wheels. Try connecting the theme to see if it goes all the way.
Короче,
It looks like there are 3 types of inscriptions.
Родился он в Бесезде 8 апреля, правильно? Возродился в Назарете 1 апреля. Да, блядь, нихуя не видно. Короче, я верю, что будет все нормально с моей рукой.
I can feel the lever at the bottom.
Good luck.
Вы верите в меня, чат? Я верю в себя. Пизда. Я не мог ее достать, кстати. Здесь нельзя рестартать. В этом-то вся и суть.